G, Jerome.
I see. I hear you, but I don't see you. My
Oh,
bad. What you say? Let you in the room.
You said what?
I said I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh shit, no.
Okay, there go Marv.
What up? What up, man?
What's up with it, OG?
What's going on with you, boy?
Okay, I need to know one thing. Which one do you have within arm's reach?
Which one do I have within arm's reach? Which what?
Yeah. Which one do you have within arm's reach? I already know you got something within arm's reach.
Okay. Oh, hey, it's over there.
All right then, goddamn.
Yeah.
Talk to me like
yeah.
this. You talking
Yeah. Okay, I got it. And you caught me off guard there for a second.
Shit, I've been saying, like I know shit. That motherfucker been right by the door since Tuesday around about 5:30.
Bro, a friend of mine, man, these white cats tried to run him off the little golf course today, man. Like, try to come at him sideways, man. It almost got ugly, man. It's about to be weird.
Man, say, bro, the cold part about it is this shit is happening in isolated little small pockets on camera. Yeah. But it's really happening in every fucking small town.
Yeah.
Across the fucking South. Like I want people to realize that the shit you seeing is not an isolated incident, my nigga.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let's start this thing off right. What's up to my YouTube crowd? What's up to my Zoom crowd and my Facebook crowd? This is We Be Talking. I am your host, the Malcolm X Comedy Black Run. And joining me tonight, I have a prolific fucking panel, man, because tonight we are talking America. We are talking elections. We are talking politics. And we having a barbershop session in here tonight. So let me run down my guests. And I like to start at the West Coast and work my way back east. So all y'all on the goddamn East Coast. So from Chicago, Illinois, this is my motherfucking boy. If you are a rap fan, if you are older than the age of 25, then you remember a group called Hot Styles back in the day with a hit song, Looking Ass Nigga. He was the lead singer of that group and has since went on to develop a prolific social media career and a comedy career as well. Make some noise for my dog, Radio G, in the building right now. What's up, G?
Woo!
Now, I'm going to dip a little bit past you, and I'm going to go on over to Michigan, one of them battleground goddamn states, you understand me, all the way from the 3-1 motherfucking 3. One half of the dynamic duo that includes himself and Reggie Bo. This man is a writer, an actor, a puppeteer, a comedian, a husband, and a father. A college graduate from a PWI, and a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. Make some noise for my guy, CP, in the motherfucking building. What's happening with you, my
dude? What up, though? What's going on, fellas and lady?
Okay, there we go. Getting some messaging in this building now. Matter of fact, fellas, let me put you on pause. Jump back to the motherfucking West Coast because she just gangster walked off in the building. This is my boo. She is quickly becoming one of my partners in crime. I have loved her energy and her perspective from the first time we ever worked together. And thanks to the corona, a lot of comedians are getting a chance to work with people that we still haven't met in real life yet. And this is one of those people, man, all the way from California. Make some noise for my motherfucking girl, Tanya Estrada, in the building. What's up with it, baby?
Ooh, what up, everybody? Live from the West Coast. It is officially 8:04 p.m. How are you guys? How you guys doing?
It's night.
What up?
Awesome.
Nice to meet everybody.
Said, the nighttime is the right time.
So I just want to apologize in advance, but I am also a woman of the cooking chef nature. So I have a salmon in the oven. So I apologize if I have to go to the oven and pack my weed bowl on the way. But I'll be back.
Hey, step to the stove and tend to your fish, goddamn me. A woman of the cooking chef nature is what the fuck she said. I don't know if y'all heard it.
Yes, I am. I am a certified culinary chef from the Culinary School of Gordon Ramsay on YouTube and Masterclass. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I thought she was really gonna drop down.
Yeah.
Call me slipping. Right now.
Don't try to battle me on how to poach an egg and make a beef Wellington. I'll fuck y'all up.
Shit, Waffle House hiring. Shit.
Call me slipping.
All right, y'all. We'll keep these intros going. Because of the fact that I know where this man is originally from, I'm going to introduce him next. All the way from the bootleg state of Mississippi. I believe he come from Clarksdale or something to that effect. He from way down deep off in there. A U.S. veteran who served our nation proudly in our Navy for well over a decade.
Damn.
In foreign borders and here domestically at home.
God damn, nigga.
Who has since went on to become one of the most dangerous comedians in the Southwest region, if not the whole goddamn country. He is the grumpy uncle himself. Make some noise for the green-eyed goblin, Mr. Marvin fucking Hunter, in the building tonight.
Did you say green eyes?
Hey, bro,
Yeah.
Sound like you were introducing a wrestler, nigga. I was like, who?
And then this corner.
I didn't hear nothing but green eyes. I'm like, damn, my baby could use some green eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Marvin, you see my mic? You see my mic come down?
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, man, this young man, again, thanks to Corona, I've had the opportunity to work with, develop a friendship with, and a kinsmanship with, and have never laid eyes on this nigga in real life. They tell me he funny than a motherfucker. And I heard it from 3 or 4 folks. So I'm starting to think it ain't no goddamn lie. This man is the creator of The Green Room, one of the first open talk Zoom platform shows created during the coronavirus. He is also the 2019 HBO ABFF Comedy Wings runner-up. Make some
God
noise
damn it. It was
for my nigga.
What? I came in second. Okay, yeah, I came. No, I'm just kidding. No.
I said runner up. He is the silver medalist. Silver medalist, goddamn me. First, last. No, make some noise for my nigga. All right. Kevin D. White, aka
What up?
his wife's
What's
husband.
happening? Marvin Hunter, I watched so many of your goddamn story times about the Navy. I feel like, cause see, I was in the Navy for 2 weeks. I didn't make it through. I didn't make it through fit for full duty. I was in Great Lakes. I was in there for 2 weeks. So yeah, I always wonder how people that made it through, went through. So I watched your shit.
Don't everybody go to Great Lakes? Like, ain't like in Chicago?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Hey.
This nigga flunked out of Job Corps.
Don't do that. We still shipmates. I still signed a contract.
No, you never made it to a ship, nigga. You never made it to a ship, nigga.
Me, him, Rodney Perry, our shipmates. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Hey, that's like when niggas be posting their ROTC pictures on Veterans Day and shit. I'm like, hey, man.
That's like them Coast Guard niggas. Like, yeah, man, I served in
hey, hold on, not
served in Boston.
Not too much on the Coast Guard, because in wartime the Coast Guard is incorporated in the Navy. My mama served in the Coast Guard, nigga, in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, well, nigga, lead with that, nigga. Yeah. Don't lead with lead with. Hey, hold on, bro. My mom was a Coast Guard. I'll be like, cool. But that nigga said, little known fact. In the event that everybody dead, anybody left, Coast Guard, who we gonna fuck with? Like, nigga, Don't you ever put more respect on the Coast Guard name? He said, Coast Guard's a bad motherfucker. No, I don't think.
Hey, because of the Coast Guard, my mama has super top secret or ultra top secret government clearance. I don't know what they call it, but it's above top secret and shit. And yeah, she used to she was stationed down in Florida back when they was running down on Cuba, hitting niggas for weed and heroin and cocaine and shit. She was guarding them gunner ships.
You know what?
Did she have to break you out the lab when they was running them tests on you? They was running
head ass.
Your mama
break you out the lab.
Your mama's clear to walk around strapped at all times.
Oh, at all fucking times.
At all times.
And then not only that, my mama just got granted 100%, and all the veterans know what the fuck that means. My mama just got her 100%. So
hey, real quick, I was only in for 2 weeks. What that mean? What's 100%?
Which means she get 100% of her disability pension for being a veteran, nigga.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Black veterans rarely, if ever, get all 100% of their compensation. So,
where do the other percents be going to?
Nigga, the most black folks get is somewhere between 40 and 60, believe it or not. And half black folks get they shit denied off the muscle because there's a error on the forms and applications.
So they fuck it up immediately trying to apply for it.
Nigga, it's like when they told you when we were in high school, if you don't bubble in your Scantron right, it automatically voids your whole fucking test.
Yep.
Oh, nigga, you made all that shit up.
Same kind of thing. As a matter of fact,
made all that shit up. I don't believe none of what you just said, my nigga.
Oh, well, that's the reason why shit is public record. You know what I'm talking about? Ask the streets about my mama.
Oh, say what? Oh, I think you want us to do that.
No, hell no.
Wow.
Better not come tell me nothing I don't know about my mama.
Oh, that's crazy. That nigga said you want to do that.
You gonna be the last motherfucker to know. That secret gonna die with you, my boy. Hey,
My
real
nigga.
talk. A lot of niggas don't find out shit about their mama till their mama funeral, and it be a nigga come up and call your mama by a nickname don't nobody in the family know her by, and they come up and say, yeah. I've been knowing Peanut Brittle since 77. Nigga, who the fuck is Peanut Brittle?
That's real. Man, me and Nookie go back a long time. Me and Nookie, man.
Like, this nigga at the wrong funeral. I know all my mama nicknames, and Nookie was now.
That nigga say some shit you ain't ready to hear. You ain't never got your dick sucked till you met Nookie.
The reason why I found the Lord. I remember she sucked my dick on a church trip. After that, I got saved.
Because it wasn't no more head to get after Nookie. After that, you got to get your life saved.
Man, you should have seen last year at my daddy's funeral, rest in peace. There was all these women crying for my daddy. My daddy's like 90 years old. And I looked at my mom and I'm like, do you know these ladies? And she's like, that's the taco lady. That's the bakery lady. And that's the DMV lady. I'm like, damn.
Daddy was dropping dick off.
It was a Rolling Stone.
Good.
Daddy had that barter dick.
Dick everywhere.
He giving dick to the mail lady and the taco lady. That
Everywhere. And the DMV lady. The DMV lady. Okay?
All this nigga was always
I bet you his wait time. I bet you his wait time was non-existent at that moment.
He owned at this point. He ended up owning a dealership. Okay, like he was at the DMV ladies so often. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Her son came up.
Stone power.
Same hair as my dad. I'm like, wow. That's
He saved. She saved his phone under parallel parking.
Great.
you see her son came up looking like your pops.
Yeah, the son who's a lawyer now. He's like my age, a few years younger. I'm like, you got my dad's hair.
So you got a little brother that's a lawyer, is basically what you're trying to say.
Supposedly.
So wait, how old is this little brother though?
41.
That means your daddy was fucking late. He was 90 and then
dropping them off.
Okay.
Papa making them deliveries.
He probably woke up one morning 43. Like, you know what? I'm finna nut in everything I find from here on out.
Hey, bro. Hey, pulling out didn't exist before 91.
You feel me?
Really didn't.
Guaranteed. Yep.
Wasn't nobody pulling out.
No.
Why would I
Hey,
leave? Why would
hey,
I?
Ryan.
Why would I be here the whole time and leave on the last stroke? That's
Hey, nigga.
stupid.
Hey, they let y'all pulling out. That's the opposite of fucking. What you mean you pulling out?
You unfucking son. You in there unfucking.
Wait a minute. You fucking and you don't fucking. Wait a minute. What the fuck?
Oh, fuck.
Son, how many times I done told you when you do something like you see it all the way through? Huh?
Got to.
Man, I remember
Oh,
the first
shit.
time. I remember the first time I left it all the way in there. When I tell you, it felt like somebody grabbed my shoulders and pushed them hoes together from behind. Somebody grabbed my whole body and clapped me in half and then let me go, boy.
Hey, your probation officer just came in the room, G.
Oh,
Oh, my
shit, I
bad,
didn't see him walk in. Oh, man. From Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh,
What up,
shit.
big dog?
Oh, snap.
What up?
Make some noise.
Yo, that's
like,
crazy.
I like that backdrop, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know it's nature.
Damn.
Yeah,
Is that a deer or a cow?
That's a cow, cuz.
You sure?
Oh.
Nah, that's like a deer. It's something.
Yeah, that's a deer. That nigga beefy as hell.
Nigga, that's
That's a
a
goddamn
that's a
llama.
dow.
That's a llama.
That's
Yeah,
a kier,
like-
nigga.
That's a goddamn. That's a llama.
Look like
I was
Bambi
at
went
a,
and got him some Elsie, nigga.
Is that a marsupial nigga? What the fuck
Yeah.
is that? That on you?
I was at a petting zoo with my kids, man, and they had all these animals. I couldn't tell you what all these.
Nigga, that's a
Hey, that
that's a
motherfucker
buffer
beautiful,
moose.
cuz I ain't gonna hold you up.
Okay.
Look, cause you know that's a female, cause it ain't got no antlers.
It got
It's
a
a
dog.
picture.
It got a
Yeah,
dog
I took the
snout though.
picture.
Yeah,
I
it's
took the
got a
picture. That's why I
dog's
looked
nose,
at
a
it.
camel's
Look like a
hump,
dog. No,
deer ears.
That motherfucker got the
cow-
sunlight on his
It's
face.
skin
God damn.
the ear stripey on that motherfucker.
That motherfucker got
Motherfucking
two
dog
spots
with
on him like a horse.
vitiligo.
Nigga,
Whatever
that's
it is, no means no. Goddamn it! It was.
It's on him.
whatever it is, I bet you I
It is
don't want
on
a piece.
him.
That
I hope
shit
he
was
took
great.
you to dinner, Ryan. I hope that deer took you to dinner.
It did.
He on you.
Hey,
It looks like
what-
he's snuggling up right there with you. Is he
What if
cuddling?
that was the animals? What if that was the animals that they cloning? That's what clone cow meat look like when they come out. It'd be like cow, dog, horse, goat meat. Like,
I don't know, bro. It was so many animals there, man. I don't know. It's like you think you know what you're looking at, and then you get down and you be like, wait a minute, if this is what that is, what the fuck was that I saw back there?
nigga, they are in there practicing some animal husbandry.
It looks like they're still on their picnic. You know what I mean? It's like it's
Yeah.
lasted all day.
Nigga here hybriding cows.
Picnic. I have to say real quick, Ryan Davis, I haven't talked to you in motherfucking forever. Before you blew the fuck up, I don't know if you remember, but we used to DM and you used to talk about your daughter and everything. We used to DM, and then I didn't talk to you for a really long time. No, a really long time. Hold on. No, just comic stuff, because I wanted him to just comic stuff. I wanted him to come to California. I wanted him to come to California.
Tanya, I am not here for this. You will not expose my good brother.
No.
Hey,
No, I see he's
indiscretions.
No. I see he's already moved on with that deer. All right. You know what I mean? It's not even like that. But no, what I was saying, Ryan, I hadn't talked to you in a long ass time, and then you blew the fuck up with your funny ass videos. I want to tell you that your fast food worker video is my motherfucking favorite of all time videos. Please send it to me.
Video too.
It's so
It's a training video for everybody else that don't know. It's a fast food training video.
And you know what?
Oh, okay, y'all remember that.
That's about put the fries in the bag or put the ketchup in the bag.
The ass beating. Oh my god.
See, that's why motherfuckers be comparing you to Chappelle, nigga, because that's pop copy.
Did nobody appreciate the dick soup with Odell Beckham Jr. in the goddamn hot tub? That was classic.
Yeah,
it wasn't. It was a classic.
So what we're not gonna do is spend 20 minutes telling Ryan how great he is.
All right,
we good, Ryan? We good?
No, it's my turn on the dick. Children, one at a time. Share.
That nigga said, no. It's my turn.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Time out. Because we got another 150 cc's of estrogen that just got injected into this conversation. Again, from Detroit City, the 313. This woman is as funny as she is fine and equally provocative as she is prolific. Make some noise for my girl and the host of You Gonna Die Alone, Miss Heather J. in the building right now.
What's up, y'all?
What's up,
Christopher? Christopher sent me the link, Ryan. You forgot. So CP.
I really did. I'm so sorry. I was so intent on starting on time that I totally had a brain fart. I fucked you up on that one.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Heather.
Oh, don't you start.
Hey, he's spent. We already jacked him off.
I ain't seen Ryan in a long time.
I know. 8 months. I can't say hey to my girl. Good.
That's
she was finna start a testimonial. Ryan, it was 2011. I remember I picked you up from a Greyhound. Look at you now, boy. Look at you now.
Ryan from Black Ink or something.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. I hate the fact that the majority of my colleagues and my peers are far more recognizable than myself, because them niggas be like, no, you one of us, you super funny. I'll be like, no, don't nobody out here know me. Out here standing here. Ryan will tell you, the first time we worked together, he came and did Dallas New Year's Eve weekend. We go to the mall. We done walked around. We done did a whole lap on the bottom, a whole lap on the top. Now we at the food court, getting our grub on, having a personal conversation between, it was 3 or 4 of us that all had went. Out of nowhere. And I'm from the hood, so my motherfucking peripheral game and my pivot stay moving. Out of nowhere, this nigga slid into the booth and throwed his arm around there. It's like, my nigga, you funny than a motherfucker, cuz.
How y'all let that happen?
Nigga.
He could have choked Ryan out.
Nigga, so that's immediately where my mind went. My mind immediately went to go mode. I put my food down, I stepped up, I put one hand on the nigga's shoulder. Ryan like, he good. Hey, fam, I appreciate all the love, man. Thanks for the support. You want to get this picture? I was like, nigga, I am not ready for that. That's why I ain't made a check. That's why I ain't famous yet, because I am not ready for that.
This nigga came out of the floor, nigga. It was like 4 or 5 of us, and none of us saw him, nigga.
None of us saw this nigga coming. We didn't watch this nigga approach. Like, normally, because Ryan ain't the only famous nigga that I'm friends with. Normally, when I see fans and shit, I peep them 10 paces off. They be sitting over there deliberating, like, is that him? I think that's him. And then they be like, should I go over there? No, I ain't gonna be no dick rider. Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna go over there. So niggas be over there warring within. And then when they finally make up their mind, I be seeing them approach from a long way off. This nigga came from nowhere. It was the lady with the orange chicken on the toothpicks, 2 white kids, the carousel spent, and this nigga slid in the booth with his arm around Ryan. Nigga,
you know why y'all ain't see him? Because he saw y'all niggas back at Foot Locker.
Nigga. This nigga followed us from Great American Cookie. Nigga, I'm talking
this. But you know what's crazy though? You know what I feel like a lot of comedians like Ryan have figured out? First of all, it's about consistency. Am I right, Ryan, or no?
Yeah, it's definitely about consistency.
I think that for a comedian, that kind of consistency is not necessarily baked into our DNA because it never really had to be. We never had to be consistent with a fan base, right? If I came to Virginia, I saw Virginia for the weekend, I wowed Virginia, then I was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for so long, comedians have been these people who were smiling on stage, and then as soon as they get backstage, they like, and the world has no room for that no more. So now it's like, not only do they want consistent access to us. And if we give them that with how funny we are, then they will give us in return the notoriety. But I think that a lot of comedians have always been afraid of that kind of consistency because it's like, bruh, if I get y'all too much, what I'm gonna do on stage or what y'all gonna do?
Nigga.
Or what about
when
the
it's
day
time
when
to
I'm
create
just
a new
not
set,
feeling it, nigga?
they won't, like when you do videos, you be like, oh man, I could kill this subject. Should I take it to stage though?
Yeah.
I don't want to burn it right here. And then niggas be like, how come you ain't said nothing about the what? Well, I'm taking it on tour. They like, fuck that, nigga. We want to hear it now. I'm like, hey, you
And another
niggas
thing,
need
they
to
don't
calm down. Nigga,
the fan base, social media destroyed the thrill of the wait. Let me say it like that. You remember when you would come home and your mama wasn't through cooking, but the whole house smelled like what dinner was finna be? Yeah. So you and that motherfucker like, boy, woo, she not doing a goddamn thing. I can't wait to tear that shit up. The thrill of the wait was almost as good as the meal itself. So much so that you would have to leave the house because this shit is driving you crazy. You come to the kitchen like, mama, it ain't ready yet. But give me a little piece. Let me tell you something. Now, with social media, every meal that they consume has already been prepared. They slaved over the stove for it a long time ago. Yeah. So when they come see you in real life, they thinking that you're gonna be giving them prepared meal after prepared meal. No, nigga, I'm in here cooking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. They don't like.
You came to watch me live, nigga.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ain't no Rachel Ray. Ain't no 30-minute meal in real life, nigga. If you cook for real, that shit take 2 hours, nigga. Don't show up hungry. Like,
man, do y'all remember like something happened in the world and you be like, yo, I can't wait to Chris Rock's next special just to see what he do with this.
Yeah.
Ain't none of that no more, nigga.
You have to wait 8 months. And they would bring some shit up in a special and you'd be like, oh yeah, that did happen at the top of the year.
Yeah.
But see, you know what though? The floor has fallen out on the comics who were taking that same stale shit on the road. That stage is hot now. That motherfucker is a hot potato now, and you gotta go up there. Like they don't want to hear that anymore. And it's like, I'm not gonna say I'm jealous, but niggas got away with that shit for like 20 years.
20 whole ass years.
Yeah. I seen Steve Harvey got a commercial like, I took the same $15 jokes and turned it
turn them into $1,000 jokes, turn them into $50,000 jokes. But nigga, them shits wasn't funny when they was $15.
Can't do that no more.
They got that comic view shit. That comic view style, man. Man, folks ain't trying to hear that right now, man. I feel sorry for some of the older heads.
I don't.
But I mean,
if you still wear a suit on stage, chances are your ass irrelevant.
Yeah. Listen, man, I just can't. The reason why I can't get behind it is because, man, it's like watching basketball with no crossovers. I'm like, man, you niggas still dribble
bounce
like
pass
that,
after
man.
bounce pass.
Man.
What about when a topic is burnt though? You know how many niggas is doing shit on COVID right now?
Yeah.
They whole first 10, 15 minutes is COVID, the pandemic, whatever. So it's just like,
but can a topic really be burnt though? Because there's nothing new.
Not if a clever nigga get it right. Not if a
depends. It depends. If you on stage with 3 comics and all 3 of them niggas do you know what I'm saying, a COVID routine up front, you be like, fuck.
Let me rebut that. I got proof that shit ain't true because it just happened to me 3 weeks ago. I did a weekend with DC Young Fly and Moneybag Mafia and Blake the Great. Myself, DC Young Fly, and Moneybag. That first show, because I didn't know what set they were gonna do, we all did old bitches be like, cougars be like, young hoes be like, for about 10 minutes.
Pretty good.
The differences was Moneybag talked about the sexual characteristics of what each one of them women are like. When you don't give them good dick, when you ain't a good nigga, that type thing. DC talked about how their bodies are shaped, how their body actually performs while in the bed. I talked about all the shit that turns you on about them as opposed to their younger competitors. So even though we're talking about the same topic, the three different perspectives gave the crowd impression like, oh, they playing that out. The running theme of the night is old bitches be like, and no, it's just that, you know what I'm saying, we all are uniquely the same.
Yeah.
Last time I was on stage, me and CP did a show together, and we both talked about we both made up a metaphor to talk about like
the racial climate.
Yeah, the racial climate. You know what I mean? It was crazy because neither one of us knew each other's material or knew anything about that. And we both came up with a completely different metaphor to talk about, you know what I mean? The way society is with black people today.
But don't let this nigga tell you like he was innocent. I went first. The nigga killed with his bit and then drove it over the top by saying like, yeah, CP had to talk like me, motherfucker. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I was mad. Listen,
like, what
I tell you,
this is how you really do
that.
Right. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is what it was. CP had a great set, nigga. Great set, doing what CP does. I'm like, cool. Ain't nobody did no woke material like that. I'ma be in my lane. When I tell you, CP ran the light to do this brilliant ass metaphor. This nigga ran. I was like, I'm in the clear. This nigga
How
was
dare
like,
you
I
do
go
your time and then do some
but if you know,
go,
bro,
let me try this out. And this nigga had a brilliant metaphor. Brilliant about the way of the climate of Black America. And he got off stage. I was like, man, I hate this nigga, dog.
But here go the thing though. If you know me, like Heather knows me, like I do stick to my wheelhouse. I don't like to come out and I like to do evergreen material that I feel like is, like nigga, if the ship is going down, they need some laughs. I can get you some laughs with this shit. But it's like I feel like being cooped up in the house and being shown all of this shit, it has changed what a comedian is expected to do. And so now it has become like, all right, I never wanted to do this because this to me wasn't funny. This is something that I really worry about. These are things that I talk about with my other smart ass friends, my frat brothers and my, what I'm saying? This shit that we talk about are private shit. But it's like, if I need to, I'm sharing a little piece of the other side of my comedy, and it went over great. Ryan, thanks a lot. Not for, but just like, because you did put attention to it. I'm like, damn, you're right. That's not my style. And that shit is like, I'm selling merch off of that joke.
So this nigga tried a new fighting style and got a knockout. This nigga switched to southpaw and knocked his whole ass out with it.
Man.
Okay, time out. Let me jump in right quick because we have another injection of ultimate fineness that just crept into this conversation, originally from Atlanta, Georgia. This lady is a former champion fitness instructor with the trophies to prove it. She then parlayed her careers into the business and entertainment realm. She is a producer, formerly with Sirius Channel 96. Now she is in Los Angeles doing her thing. She also hosts and moderate her own show, Comics Uncensored. Make some noise for my girl, the incomparable Miss L. Dura in the goddamn
building. What's up?
Man,
y'all so dope. What's up, Black Run? How
first of all, after I gave you that dignified ass intro, you're gonna be like,
What's crazy, Black Run, is this a new computer, but the damn audio just fucked up. And I couldn't hear half of it, but I came right in on the serious. So you gave me a dope ass intro, and I got
you giving me all that new apartment energy. You echoing like a motherfucker, boy. Look at them brand new white walls.
You gotta hold it down.
Walls.
Look, Tania, Heather, you gotta hold it down for yourself as a woman sometimes.
I know that's right.
You feel me? No,
you gotta hold it down for yourself as a woman every damn day. I don't know why y'all think y'all need a trophy for that shit. I'm a woman. I'm paying my bills. I'm putting food in my refrigerator. My light bills stay getting paid. Like, congratulations.
She got on a husband beater tank top, a husband beater. She got that's what them is. Husband beater. That's good. That's my motherfucking house, nigga.
That's that home wrecking gear. That's that home wrecking gear right there. That's that. Let me tiptoe to the mailbox with these titties out right quick.
If you fuck it up, let me tiptoe on over there and find something else. Yeah.
hey, but while y'all playing, all three of the women are dressed like that.
Yes.
All three of them.
Plethora of titties.
Guns out.
Yeah. So look, if I had to describe every square, all right. So look, okay, like Tania Square is like
Tanya.
I'm sorry. Tanya Square is like, you know, she got like them cards, them tarot cards, you know what I'm saying? It's a little incense going with the background, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Heather Square is like, I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna right. And then Lisa Square is like, girlfriends, my girlfriends.
I got one. If they were books.
If there was books,
right? Heather J would be like Sister Soldier, cold as winter ever.
Okay.
Lisa would be like, act like a lady, think like a man.
Damn.
And then Tanya would be like, chicken soup for the young suicidal soul or something like
For the young suicidal soul, though.
Nigga.
I like that. My little goth right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like she
you
tortured as fuck.
Yeah.
I remember first time I met a black girl that had those white woman tendencies like that. And the niggas know what I'm talking about when I say that. I went over her house and nigga, she had like pentagrams on the wall and shit. Nigga, you know how people put some music on before they fuck and shit. Yeah. Nigga, I bet you ain't never got your dick sucked.
Head.
Trying to catch the beat to that and stroke to that, nigga. Oh my god. That nigga be killing that I'm trying to catch. I can't catch the rhythm of this at all.
Hey, but you didn't complain when you left with a lunch sack, didn't you? You complain when I sent you home with a lunch.
You don't complain. You don't complain to no woman that likes to speak in Latin when she busts a nut. You just you hope you survive. That's all you do.
Nigga say, did you die?
But did you die? Goddamn.
Did you not?
All right, y'all. So everybody is finally here. We can jump into it. And what we're talking about tonight, for those of y'all who didn't catch any of the promos.
Losers? Oh, voting. Okay.
Oh, shit. So real quick, I got a question. So did you give in? Did you? Because I remember there was a huge back and forth.
He voted for that black girl. He voted for the black girl.
You better come on now.
Are you serious?
Nigga, this is me we talking about.
Okay.
I don't lie on me.
Say less.
I ain't gonna never lie on me.
That. I respected that because you voted your conscience, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to vote your conscience. Now, you weren't voting to win. You were voting your conscience, because if everything goes left, that's all you have is saying, well, I know I did what I thought was the right thing to do. But at the end of the day, because everything is so crazy, that was just, I knew you were going to piss people off, but at the same time, I was like, I'm not mad at him, but I wish he would have kept it to himself, because what people heard was, oh, it's your fault if Trump wins, it's your fault. And it's like, no, that's not what he's saying. He's actually following the democratic process the way we're all supposed to. It's just that none of us do. We all get caught up in the win lose.
I fucked around and paid attention in school. My bad. I was in government class, and they fucked around and told me that there are 5, sometimes 6 major political parties in contention for the presidential seat every fucking election. It is not my fault that America has a Pepsi challenge, Skippy or Jif mentality when it comes to things.
That's pretty good.
That bipartisan
Pepsi challenge.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. The whole bipartisan concept pushes people into that whole North versus South Civil War concept that drove America apart in the first.
So I have a question. I have a question about that. So what was her name though? Because she wasn't on every ballot.
She wasn't on every ballot because some ballots only listed the Libertarian and the Green Party, and because she's an independent, her name is Jade Simmons. On some
Jade.
in some states, you had to write her in.
But you ain't finna see everybody nowhere because it's about 1,200 people run for president. Like
Kanye West's name was on the ballots in Kentucky, and a couple.
And Mississippi.
It was in Cali for sure.
Can you believe that shit? And he got, I want to say 7,200 votes in the state of Kentucky.
He got 3,000 in Mississippi. And he got another 5,000 in Florida.
He wasn't on the ballot in Illinois, and that nigga from Illinois. Ain't that about a bitch? He had to write his name.
Now, this is the problem that I had with all of the pundits that were weighing in as the results were coming in, specifically when they were talking about Florida and North Carolina. They said, "Well, what we're noticing is a lot of African American voters aren't turning out like we thought they would. Based off the numbers when President Obama was elected, we already know the demographics, and looks like the only African American population that's really showing up to vote this year is African American women. Can anybody speak to why that may be?" And nobody had anybody black on any of their panels except for NBC. And they had on MSNBC, they had a sister come in, and what she came out and frankly spoken said was, well, the whole campaign, y'all kept on ignoring black males. Why would y'all then expect them to turn up for you and turn out for you? And that's the part that none of us were willing to discuss. What we start doing is,
well, me and you discussed it, Ron.
Well, no, but us as a people, we never openly discussed it. What we did was put it on the code. If you ain't down with this, then nigga, you ain't black, and you operating against the auspices of black mentality. Well, when you make that kind of ultimatum on it, if a person is sure of themselves, they're saying, man, fuck you and your ultimatum. Because ain't that the same thing we told Joe Biden when he came out and said, if you got a problem deciding whether or not you my nigga or Trump's nigga, you ain't a nigga at all. How about that? And we was like, wait a minute, how dare you tell me what kind of nigga I am, sir? I decide which nigga, whose nigga I'm gonna be.
Pretty good. I like how you put that, man. That was pretty goddamn smooth right there.
Yeah, and then Joe doubled down on it. He was like, no, see, what I meant to say was all the niggas that fuck with me are the realest of all the niggas. And those niggas said, y'all ain't niggas no more.
But see, I'm gonna tell you, here go my problem, right? The nigga wasn't wrong. He was absolutely correct. If there's a question and you black about whether or not you need to vote for Trump, then you already fucking have lost your mind. See, we didn't let the money shit. Oh, the money is nigga. The money not what's important, nigga. The rights is what's important, nigga. Us being able, it's like, bro, if we all ain't free, then you being the only rich nigga, it only make you a target with protection.
But see, here's the issue though. Like a lot of people, this is why there's the back and forth with that whole situation. Now, I don't fuck with Trump at all, period, point blank, none of that. But see, Trump is an open racist. And a lot of times people have. Are you serious? No, dude is. Come on, man.
Donald Trump.
He's not a bigot. He's not a bigot.
Okay, check this out. Check this out. Did Archie Bunker ever say the word nigga on? Like, did Archie Bunker ever say nigga? But you knew what he was
about.
Yeah, he might have.
Archie Bunker was a bigot. Archie Bunker was a bigot. That's not the same. Can
I say this?
Yeah,
I agree. I think that
get it fucked up.
I think that Donald Trump. See, here's what people don't understand, right? Like the racism is in the poor whites, right? Yeah. Because people who have money. No. Listen. The people who have the white people who have the money, the white people who we in Hollywood with and all of that, it behooves them to be undercover racists. They can't be overt racists. They have to coexist with the top of nigga. When you're at the top of society, you're dealing with the top of everybody's society, right? Which bring me to my next point. Niggas got a problem with Biden because of the crime bill that everybody else signed, right? But understand this though. Why, when we talk about being black, does the fucking crime bill come up when we're not criminals. See, what niggas don't understand, we need to have a conversation with our own race. Black people need to have a conversation with black people behind closed doors for black people about what the fuck we need to do. And the caveat to that, the caveat to that is this: white people got to do the same shit.
Hold on, CP.
The government.
You have to understand why the crime bill was created.
You try to start a civil war within our community, no,
bro. But that's the thing, though. The whole fact that that's a possibility is the problem.
I agree.
It's like, bro, there is shit inside of our community that when we hear the truth from other people, we want to revolt. But this is shit that needs to be said to us, from us, and it's not being said. So when somebody else steps up and say it, then it's like, who the fuck do you think you are? Somebody should have been said this shit.
Let me say something real quick to the crime bill, because I'm a little older than CP. I don't know what he remembers about the city, but I'm old enough to remember when the crime bill was passed, and the fact that nobody was mad at the time bothers me now. I'm like, nobody was mad in '94, because in '94 everybody was so sick of drug-related murders. They were sick of parties getting shot up. They were sick of the skating rink getting shot up. They were sick of all their uncles being crackheads. Everybody, including the hood, was sick of the drug dealers, and that's why the crime bill was passed. It was all started with the little war on drugs that started in '84.
Thank you. Check it out.
No, that's all I'm saying. So it's like for everybody to be like, "Oh my God, the crime bill," and it's like maybe y'all was 9 years old, maybe y'all was 8 years old. I don't know. But if you were a kid and maybe you weren't cognizantly aware of what was going on in the cities at that time because of the crack epidemic. Maybe y'all don't remember. I do. I remember nobody was mad.
But hold on, Heather. This is the part that everybody's mad at. Let me give you this analogy. We are mad at the fact that America has fat children, by and large. We're not mad at McDonald's, though. Mm-hmm. Nor are we mad at ourselves for purchasing McDonald's. So who put the McDonald's in your neighborhood, first of all?
That's a hell
who also removed the damn grocery store? It's a domino effect. When you get mad at the last domino, you ignore the causation of it all. So for black folks to not be mad at the crime bill, because when black people handle situations, we handle what's in front of us one task at a time. We never look down the road.
Well, that's what was overwhelming us. That's what we were dealing with. We were dealing with the carnage. That's what we were dealing with.
And
so
corruption.
We had to deal with that.
And corruption.
Exactly, because exactly. I'm not discounting any of that. I'm just saying for us to act like we just sat by and was like, oh my God, I can't believe these people put us in jail like this, when it was a whole bunch of black activists and black leaders saying, what y'all gonna do about the crime in the hood? Because people can't walk down the street. So it's like we got take responsibility for that.
It ain't started in '94 though. It ain't started in '94.
No, but that's when the bill was passed because everybody was fed up by '94.
No, I'm with you 100%. But that shit started with Reagan. When the war on drugs.
Yeah,
and what happened was
the war on drugs. It started. It took 10 years. It took 10 years for the crime bill. So my thing is, instead of getting mad about whoever signed the crime bill in '94 when everybody was fed up and everybody's grandma was crying and it was a funeral every day in the hood, why don't you just change the freaking bill and just shut up about it? If you don't think that's the world we need no more.
The crime bill also had to go through the Congressional Black Caucus. It had to go through Congress. It had to go through a lot of hands. People act like Biden just some sinister shit where he did it by himself. Plus, when Biden was a vice president, wasn't nobody talking about that shit. When he was vice president, but nobody bringing that shit up.
Hold on. But here's what else. Here's what else everybody is not bringing up.
Nigga Ryan asleep.
Your Charles Rangel.
I'm not asleep. I'm waiting my chance to talk.
This the part ain't nobody bringing up. Charles Rangel, Maxine Waters, Shirley Chisholm, Al Sharpton, Eddie Bernice Johnson, John Lewis. All of these black folks that we consider to be the leaders and the ones that was in Washington making shit happen for us were all in fucking position when the crime bill came out.
Yeah.
Every time there has been some legislation that fucked niggas over, there were also some key niggas signing off on that paperwork while also telling us that they doing what's best for niggas and we should keep on re-electing them.
But their constituents was telling them that.
But people were terrified. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Terrified. Do something.
Fear was a huge factor at the time. The kids could not go to school without getting shot up. It was a lot going on at the time. So it's look at 2020. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying fear is always going to be a factor in these kind of decisions. if everybody's scared,
so you're saying for that,
Right.
so you're saying for those times that was the right move.
for those times, somebody had to do something.
In the mindset that they were in.
I ain't gonna say it was the right move. It wasn't the right move, but they had to do
somebody had to do something. And it's like, if y'all don't like it, just change the bill. But don't
And-
get mad at us for something that happened 20 years ago.
And also, there was when that bill came about, the Clinton had controlling factors in both houses, and there was a lot of stuff put in the beginning of the bill, like drug treatment and halfway houses and shit like that. To when they lost the majority, I think in the Senate or the House or one of them, the Republicans went in there and gutted it and kept the bad shit in there. So I mean, you know, it's a lot of sides to this shit. It ended up being horrible, but people were scared at the time. And then
go ahead, Ryan.
But listen, man, how long niggas been watching these gangsta ass movies forever? These movies was not made up out of thin air, nigga. Doughboy really existed. Motherfucking O-Dog really existed. Nino Brown really existed. Yeah. Motherfuckers was getting killed out here.
Hold on. Yeah. But also, the Scambucci's really existed. The Gambinos really existed. All the white folks that got money off prohibition, they really existed.
That crime bill hits them as well. And RICO charges.
Of slaves, dog. They stop acting like this country has ever been equal to us, nigga. We don't get to play by the rules.
I don't agree with that, though. I don't agree with that, because the mafia, a lot of federal laws came because everybody was tired of the mafia and the mobsters too. So for one thing, the fact that Al Capone went to jail for life for tax evasion was people being sick of the mob killing everybody in the street. RICO was formed because they were sick of the mob, not because they were sick of black people. So
RICO was formed so that they could get Nicaragua out of position and move the dope trade to Colombia.
RICO, I mean, okay, I
don't know. Say again, Marvin.
That was formed for the mob and the Italians. The RICO laws.
No, sir.
I thought RICO was to get people that were hiding money in businesses and get everybody
the laws that were created to stop the mafia were the interstate, crossing state borders with contraband. Those laws were created to stop the mob.
And they were trying to get people that were hiding money in legitimate businesses. So RICO was allowed them to do that.
At the end of the day, laws.
Racketeering is what y'all thinking of. Racketeering laws were created to stop the mob.
It doesn't matter. There were laws made to stop these niggas. But let's talk about what we were talking about in the beginning. And I'm glad CP brought this up, because not enough niggas are saying it. The choice about, Donald Trump or whatever and Joe Biden, niggas wasn't acknowledging that money was definitely on the table under Trump and the economy was thriving, and a lot of niggas made more money than they ever made in their life in the past 4 years.
Man, tell that shit. Tell that, brother.
A lot of niggas. So you were asking black men all over the country to vote against their interests for the sake of the community. And that's why I respect what CP said, because CP kept it real. Nigga, this was for everybody, because you could not make a personal decision. When I came to my decision, it was like this. It was like pretty much I could make more money than I ever made. I can own more businesses. But the part that did not sit well with me was that what's the point in having all these businesses if he's going to embolden motherfuckers to burn it down? If he's going to embolden all these races to possibly string me up in my business, hold on.
Can I say this, Ryan? To piggyback off of your point, imagine this. Imagine somebody telling you, you could be famous, you could have all the money in the world, but you got to be a part of a secret gay organization. Yeah, there's no choice.
Are you talking about Hollywood? Oh, my bad.
Nah, I'm just saying. What happens is it's like, man, for all that I could gain, my soul could be lost for, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, racism needs to, like, you can feel how you want to feel about me, but you shouldn't be emboldened enough to gather a group and act on that. It's like, bro, that's why it's like, we going too far. We can't go get this money and then be next to KKK people at fucking Sonic Burgers. We can't do that. So we got to take it back, take a couple dollars off the table to fucking save lives and restore America to what the fuck it's supposed to be.
CP,
or at least what it was, so we can work from there.
Hold up. CP, earlier you spoke about racism and the differences between higher ups, covert and overt racism. A lot of times we confuse bigotry with racism. See, the white folks that ride around with the Trump flags on their cars and the ones that's pulling over, slapping niggas over and demanding, questioning them, the Karens and all of that, those people aren't racist because they don't have enough power to affect the lives and livelihoods of anybody other than the people they interact with on an individual basis. That's bigotry. But when bigotry is done away with legislation, that's racism. The racism is the laws that write it into place that make it so that if this person does something, they get the benefit of the doubt. If I do it, I get the benefit of guilt, the automatic presumption of guilt. That is the racism that we got to deal with in this country.
I don't know, dog, because there's a video just that recently, a sister got blocked in by these inbred clowns, right? And they bear sprayed her. They sprayed her with bear spray in her people. She went straight to the cops, and the cops laughed at her and wouldn't help her. Now, these were trailer trash.
Bullshit.
They were trailer trash. You know what I'm saying?
Now the people that sprayed her, bigots. The police that refused to help, racist.
Yeah.
Dig the difference. Dig the difference.
About power.
I feel.
No. Time out, because here's the thing, though. What about the chick that says, "Hey, the dude, hey, leash your dog," and she's like, "No." She has power over him at that point.
Exactly.
By saying, "Hey,
exactly.
You don't. I will call the cops on you and tell them that you're her." The shit's on fucking video. She has power over him at that point.
That's still bigotry, bruh.
But hold on. To his point though,
she can't make a phone call and get every nigga over there killed. But she could have made a phone call and got that nigga killed. Feel what I'm saying?
Hold on though. You understand that she can get more than one nigga killed. Look at the fucking Central Park 5. But I'm gonna say this though, to Kev's point, the fact that she understands the power in that phone call is the problem with Donald Trump. See, Donald Trump has empowered them to feel better than. He has awakened the elitism that is the lie of white superiority that we've been proven wrong over and over. But we've been debunking that though. And then you get this guy in who says, no. This is how y'all need to act. We don't need the facts. He has a bravado of a white man who don't give a fuck, and they love it. Just like Obama had the coolness, niggas shooting threes and all that shit. We loved it. It's shit that we identified with in Barack that we threw in their faces.
You know what we loved about Barack? Barack allowed us to go back to fucking sleep. That's the problem that 2020 and Trump.
Well, we always
hold on. That's the problem that Trump's presidency gave us. We start accepting this post-racial understanding. Racism has died in America. We got lulled into that false ass sense of belief, and then the minute Donald Trump get back in office, we got reminded, nigga, shit is the way it's always been, and it has never changed. And the cold part about it is there were 55 million white folks that voted him in the first time. 68 million voted for him this time. If Joe Biden would have won, even if Joe Biden wins, what the fuck we gonna do about the 68 million motherfuckers that feel the way they do?
Pause. I don't think all of them feel that way for that same reason.
Black Ryan, that wasn't shit, but a bunch of motherfuckers turning 18 and turning 24. It's like, bro, I mean, in 22, it's like, that's a bunch of young motherfuckers who was influenced. That is a growth number. That's all that is.
Well, they said the college kids were way more involved this time. They said the college kids were way more involved because they're concerned about the student aid promises.
The number went up because more blacks, more gays, more Hispanics voted for him this time than the first time.
No, I'm not talking about those people that voted for him. I'm talking about the white people that voted for him. He
What
got
about
55 million white voters
I can't see who's
last time.
talking.
68 million this time.
He lost white votes this time around. He actually got less white men to vote for him this time than he did last time. He got more white women to vote for him this time than he did last time. And he with their neighborhoods. If the Democrats get in, they're going to move into your neighborhoods and they're going to bring, the violence and everything to your neighborhoods. When he was saying stuff like that, I was like, all right, he's just triggering, the fear of black people and the fear of minorities and these people. He's like, and when he started pushing that, that's when I was just like, God, bro, he's making it.
I think he's a textbook narcissist who has a face for everybody. So when he was on the platform, when he was talking to, he knew what those rating statistics were. He knew who to talk to then. And then he said, I can go back and scoop up them black folks later. Because let's not act like a big portion of his fortune is not from the boxers and Trump Casino and all that. If he was a racist, he wouldn't have had all those black. If he's a racist that we think he is now, he would. If he was like this KKK Grand Wizard type of racist, you guys
he's not a bigot.
He's not a bigot. He's not. He's an opportunist. He's going to meet you where you are. And he said, I know how to get Negroes. I get them some money. I'm gonna get them some money. Yeah. And I'll get them. But these white people need these sound bites. So I'm gonna get them. And I'm gonna get these Latinos by making them think they're white. And I'm gonna get these gays by making them think He had a plan for everybody. He had a plan for every demographic.
There is not one other candidate that could have ran on the strength of the shit that he ran on. Not one. There is not nobody else in the United States that can run on the shit that he ran. Where's your goddamn plan? In the goddamn debates.
No, I disagree because coming after Obama, you got to understand, Trump's election was payback for 8 years of Obama. So anybody who came after Obama was low-key gonna get away with a lot of stuff because it was just the power, the comfort of knowing a white man was back in office. So whoever was post-Obama was gonna get away with murder for 4 years. The question is, are they gonna let him get away with it for 8?
Yeah, I'm just saying though, what can somebody please tell me one of his policies or some shit that he debated or like just anything?
Well, which lets you know that all this shit that America been talking about.
Listen, that nigga gave out a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. He passed out money.
He ain't gave shit.
He don't give a shit. He'll give a shit about the ozone layer. He'll give a shit about.
Listen, Kev, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Barack Obama set the record for most money ever given to HBCUs. Trump broke that fucking record. Gave niggas money. All right. We talked about the 94 crime bill. Nigga, a whole bunch of niggas went to prison, got felonies, can't vote again. Donald Trump's First Step Act gave millions of niggas their voting rights back.
He didn't put that into place. He just fucking
whoa. He just took credit for it. Donald Trump did not give HBCUs more money than Obama. What Donald Trump did was take away the red tape. They was getting the money every year anyway. They just had to go apply for it. That's all.
This is the thing. Hold on real quick. The one thing about Donald Trump that no other president has been able to do, which I will say, he can cut red tape so fast because he knows everybody. All he's got to do is pick up the phone and get it done this fast. Never in history has any president ever been able to cut red tape the way he does. Now, is he the best choice to be president?
No.
Probably not. But as far as that, you got to give it to him. He got shit. If he wanted shit done, like that.
Okay. Now wait a minute, and that's exactly why them 68 million are not all racist, because a whole lot of them said, okay, racism aside, he can do this. Racism aside, he can do this one thing. So when you talk about 68
whoa, because that's the same motherfuckers that said R. Kelly need to go to prison and we don't need to listen to his music no more.
Okay, I don't believe all 68 million of those people were, but if you want to change subjects, Ron, just say that.
No, I'm drawing a parallel. I'm drawing a parallel because as black folks,
like what you did there,
as black folks, we rolled down on other black folks that said, well, we can lock R. Kelly up, but separate the art from the artist. And y'all was like, no, fuck that, because to listen to his music
but
is
it's
to
okay.
support him.
It's 350 million Americans, Ron.
Right.
There's still a lot that probably are saying that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not about to worry about 68 million when I know most of them are motivated by money over humanity, and that's all it is to it.
We got to understand, dude.
That's all it is.
Racism is so ingrained in America that white people are not choosing their president based on how racist he'll be. They know that he'll be racist enough for them. Yeah. As a matter of fact, race is not even a major issue with them. They're like,
it's not.
It's a formality.
Unless it's black.
Understood, nigga. It's like seasoning salt. Go on everything black people cook. It's an understood given.
Right.
Okay, Laurie's, and the
only people really fussing about it are the melanated people, because like I said, the Latinos that think they're white don't think they have a problem either.
Well,
what you gotta say, Ryan?
They conservative anyway, though. That's why, you know, they pro Trump. You know what I'm saying, for that fact.
Because they're afraid of being brown, because they're trying to separate themselves from being brown, so they do so politically.
Got to go all the way to why that is. What happened was in Cuba, they treated light-skinned Cubans way better.
They do that in every country.
They would, yes, but they were doing dark-skinned Cubans dirty.
Yeah, no, it's not.
They do that in
every
country that was colonized by Europeans. They do it in India.
Black and white. It's more about. It's not about what happened when the slaves came and when the Spanish were actually on those islands. It's about what they know happens when they become American citizens. They know, white people, everybody in the world knows, if you come to America, you better be white. The Arabs know it, the Asians know it, the Latinos know it. Your best bet is to pass for white. That's why Mohammed Samad would change his name to Mosam, because he wants to be white. Right. And the whole thing is, be white, don't be black.
It's the same reason why Asians give their children English first names. It's the same reason why motherfuckers like Rafael Cruz changed their first name to Ted before they decided to go into politics.
And low key, it's the same reason why Africans come over here and be like, we're Nigerians, we're not black.
It's the same reason why black people say, I got Indian and Spanish and Creole, and then
because that's
time out. It's the same mentality. It's the same fucking white is better mentality. Yes, it is. Yes, the fuck it is.
No, one is an immigrant saying, I'm coming to a new land, I want to get the best possible treatment.
Bullshit. You ask a black woman, oh, you look exotic, what you mix with? She gonna tell you everything but black first.
Okay, so as one of those women who you're talking about, that's not always true. That's not
I myself, I'm Chinese Colombian and Black Colombian, but it's only because I give my mom up first. You know, my mom gets all, she's Chinese Colombian, my dad's Black Colombian. It doesn't.
I say
mean
Black
that
and Puerto Rican. I say Black and Puerto Rican.
Prima.
So,
that's redundant as hell. That's redundant as hell. That's like saying regular speaking nigga and Spanish speaking nigga. Like,
okay.
Hey.
Oh, okay. But
your grandmama got off on this bus stop. Your pawpaw got off 2 bus stops before her.
And you're probably right. But it answers the question why you look exotic, and that was what you said. So I'm just answering your question. Okay.
Ass.
All right.
I know, Ryan.
Hear that. But what I do know is back to what I was saying. Fidel Castro came in and made Cuba a communist country because dark-skinned Cubans did not have the same opportunities. So he's like, fuck that, all y'all gonna share the money. Since y'all can't let them get no money, all y'all gonna share the money. And then that's when they started escaping to America. So whenever Trump and everybody starts talking about socialism and communism and stuff like that, when it comes to buying them, that automatically makes Venezuelan and Cubans jump ship. It ain't necessarily about being white. They don't want to go back to sharing their money because they came here to keep their money.
Capitalistic gain. And that goes back to everything motherfuckers been protesting about since
y'all gotta understand how poor Cuba is. Even if they were splitting the money, Cuba's a
Cuba ain't poorer than Mississippi.
No, it's not. But Mississippi belongs to a union of states. Cuba's just Cuba.
Bring Mississippi into it.
I'm just because Mississippi is the poorest state in the union. Mississippi has a GDP. Mississippi has a GDP that's tantamount to Haiti.
But they still get federal funding. Cuba don't get no federal funding because they are the federal. So it's like they don't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's still not quite the same. Mississippi's still part of a larger land mass. Cuba is completely self-contained. They're cut off from Spain. which founded them, and they're cut off from the United States, which tried to take them as a territory. They're completely self-contained. So yeah, they were splitting money, but they were splitting probably what we would call 73 cents. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody, but Americans know when you say the word communism, Americans are triggered by all the rhetoric of the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So when you say communism, oh my God, my grandfather fought in the war against the communists. It turns into all of that.
If you look at communist countries, all it means is you about to be poor. That's what they hear.
No, what it means is you're going to be forced to share.
They hear
and
East
America
Germany.
is not a country that is based on sharing. Even though we claim to be based off Christian principles, this is a capitalist fucking country. And
this whole country was founded to not share your money. We could have stayed with England if we wanted to share our money. That's the whole point. That was the whole point of separating from England.
But dig what I'm saying. People don't go for the denotation of words, they go for the connotation. People don't know what words really mean. They know what that word feels like to them.
Exactly.
So that's why people don't understand that communism and socialism are better for people, especially when all the people are different colors and different incomes and stuff like that than capitalism. But America was founded on capitalism, and everybody has been taught that fuck everybody else, get the bag, which is why when niggas get the bag, they flee from everybody that looks like them and then go surround themselves with motherfuckers that don't want them there.
Right.
That's exactly why segregation failed. Because that's what niggas did. They got the bag and then they forgot about everybody else.
When you have it ingrained in you that the coloring is the problem and not the economic structure of the Black community, then yeah, that's what you think.
Well, because everybody needs something to blame other than themselves.
And because like in Detroit specifically, when they wouldn't let Black people live a certain place. So when they opened it up to take they wanted the area of Detroit that was all Black because that was the wealthiest part of the city. Right. So they opened it up, but they did it like, hey, we'll let you niggas go live in the suburbs now. When really it was like, we just want to get this part that y'all in. And we want to take this wealth that you guys are building for yourselves that you don't need us for. Because when the Black bottom was thriving and when Black Detroit was thriving, it wasn't because of white people at all. You know what I mean? And they were like, how can we
it happened in Tulsa, it happened in Atlanta, it happened in Houston.
And so they play this Jedi mind trick like, we'll let you guys move over here. Then it's like, yo, now I get to floss because I'm the auntie that live in Southfield, or I'm the auntie that live over here. And it's like, if you had an education and if you had some money, you should have stayed your Black behind in the hood where you could have did some good. And
but
so
Heather,
everybody that was smart left the hood, and then you wonder why the hood is the hood.
But that's all by design, though. It's literally like they're turning down the volume. So they turn down the police and the funding and the education, and then they turn up the barriers, and then they watch. Whoever makes it out, we'll let them out. Whoever died out, their land is fucked up, Brightmoor, the houses look like, then they come in, buy that land for cheap, and then they got the tech companies, and they got this and that. It's all been by design, though. It's the reason why. See, this is the problem that I have, and this is why I keep saying it. Number one, and this is my fantasy world. Number one, every race needs to have a representative from our race that reports to the government, and they all sit at a fucking round table like a UN,
like a United Nations.
This is because I'm gonna tell you why. We can't. Black people, we need different things for different reasons. Asian people need different things for different reasons, and they need somebody to advocate for those things. They also need somebody to be pissed at if those things don't get addressed. And it's like being pissed at a white man just seems so redundant because it's like, fam, he didn't give a fuck about you in the first place. But if we had a representative, that's why I feel like Black people, we need to get together in a room and iron some shit out. Because I'm going to tell you what, it's like, why the fuck am I marching for so-and-so that got killed when my mom can't even march down the street at 3 o'clock in the morning and go get some cigarettes from the gas station because it's niggas trying to kill her, not fucking the police, not white dudes, not the fucking Klan. It's niggas. It's like, fam, we got internal shit that we need to discuss. The problem is when somebody from outside the neighborhood say it, we get fucking hurt. Like, what if you don't say that to us? You don't tell us about us. That's
a great idea. That's a great idea. But do you know the problem with that idea is white people will follow a fucking idiot to the goddamn moon. Trump is a goddamn idiot. White people follow him wholeheartedly. Black people have issues putting somebody out front to say, hey, you represent us.
What make that nigga better than me? Why that nigga get to talk
like
for me?
that. We ain't coachable like that.
Shit.
We ain't coachable like that.
Every other race has somebody that they can put out front and be like, oh, okay.
We don't trust nobody.
Wait a second.
Black people is like, fuck that dude.
Y'all niggas turned y'all back on Ice Cube in 24 hours.
See, here's the problem.
Mic drop.
Hey, I gotta be honest. Ice Cube don't speak for me. He don't speak for me.
Hey, y'all heard what he said.
Bullshit, Marvin. You can quote Ice Cube lyrics like the back of your goddamn hand.
I love Ice Cube. I love Ice Cube. But politically, he don't speak for me.
Y'all heard
Can I just say something real quick? Can I just say something to Lisa and Tanya? Lisa and Tanya, the comedians are talking, like, y'all gotta jump in, because Lisa back here, she ain't got a word in edgewise because she don't know how we do it.
She's so used to
let Lisa talk, y'all. Let her talk. She didn't now log into the Zoom to watch y'all talk. Let other people talk.
Absolutely right.
Won't you hush and let her
Heather,
talk?
you let her talk. God damn.
Wait, Lisa. Y'all need to let Lisa talk. Hold on, Lisa. I'm gonna let you talk. Y'all need to listen to Lisa.
I'm sorry.
Big Maya Angelou asked, let her talk, let her talk. Oh, we gonna let her talk. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I got a mouth on me, but I just text Black Roll like, nigga, I needed to do research for this damn show today. I don't know what y'all talking about, but
I concur with that. I don't have my history books here with me because I put them in storage. So unless you guys want to talk about a poached egg on how to suck a good dick, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like this, I'm gonna stay in my lane on what I know how to do best, and it's not really arguing, my races. Other than I can cook good Colombian soul food. Other than that, I'm out.
What's Colombian soul food?
I'm gonna glaze over the fact that you know how to suck a good.
I make the best motherfucking greens you will ever have in your life.
No, wouldn't they be verdes? Head ass.
Colombian soul food. I like that. Rod, you should just name my whole menu right there.
I made some gems de dulce. Head ass.
You gotta
Heather, you were so smart, girl. And you know what? I wish I smoked less weed because then I could really get up on the fight. But girl, you go ahead. You know it better than I.
Just wanted to make sure everybody got it because I know how the comics are. We do this outside the Improv every Monday night, and you gotta fight for your words. Like you gotta
be talking.
You gotta be talking.
Look,
yes,
hey, and you know who normally moderates or runs the conversation after the show? Whoever showed up with the blunt or the bottle. That is the nigga that is the like you know what I'm saying? If you got the blunt, you can't be talking. You hush.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a real quick break though. I left my weed pipe in the car. That we can talk about. Roll one up. We on hour 2, people. If that's cool. You guys good with me just walking away real quick?
Go ahead and handle your business.
Okay.
Lisa, you got yourself some wine down there, girl?
I got some wine. I was just trying to let Heather know all this. I'm educated as hell. I got 2 master's degrees, but this history shit wasn't doing it for me. But let me
history was not my subject either. Yeah.
But let me tell you something CP said, and this is what I was trying to get to with Ryan, and Ryan brought this up. What's the solution? Because what you just said, Heather, the Jedi mind trick, I just started working for a corporate job 2 years ago. I had not worked in 10 years for anybody. I had my own business. At the end of the day, it's Jedi mind tricks all day long. So we can sit and have all this, which is great. I love it. I love a history lesson. But at the end of the day, the thing that we keep doing is going back to what's happened. We don't have the solution. I don't personally even think the solution starts with let's have somebody in front of us. I think it starts right here with us. What are we doing right now? So for example,
the first solution is we got to fire every nigga that's had the job already.
Man, this is the solution. Just having these tough ass conversations let me bring that point home. Let me bring that point home.
Why I call you Marvin instead of do this round table shit?
Let me bring that
instead of do this round table shit. Somebody said, "What's the solution?" I said, "I got the solution." And then other people were like, "There is no solution. Fire niggas." That was like, I'm gonna call Marvin and tell that nigga.
Nigga say, I got the answer. No, you don't, Ryan. Shut the fuck up. Ain't no answers. You don't have the answers, Sway. You don't have the answers. So let me illustrate this point. If a football team has a losing season, they come back and they start doing personnel changes within the roster. Okay, let's swap this nigga out. Let's start this nigga. Let's give this nigga a shot. Let's waive this nigga's contract. Let's draft in some new niggas. After about the third or fourth losing season, they start looking at making changes within the coaching staff. Okay, well, maybe we need better offensive coordinators. Maybe we need a better defensive coordinator. Maybe we need better strength and conditioning. After about that fifth losing season, it's time to switch coaches. Because if we done switched out everything else and we still fucking losing, then the leader of the goddamn whole organization.
Okay, I hear you, but how
you said the Houston Rockets did what? My bad, go ahead.
So what I mean by that is
that never happens in the NFL. That doesn't happen. And why?
Bullshit.
Why? Because it's more to it than that. It's just more, it's easier said than done. It's easy to say, well, let's just get a new coach. But the owner of the team might not agree with you. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. The owner of the team has only the hiring and firing power. The general manager and the board of trustees on the team are the ones that come to the owner and say, look, as long as we continue to lose games, ain't nobody coming and getting to watch these goddamn games. And your job is to sell tickets, beers, and nachos in this motherfucker. You want motherfuckers to come watch the game, buy beer and nachos? We need to win games. Well,
okay, but you know what? That's
we
not
need
true
new niggas.
That's not true because the Detroit Lions sell out and they ain't never won a game. So it's like the fans are the fans. And there's a dude out there that we hate, and it don't matter if we hate him, he got fans. So it's like it can't be that black and white because it doesn't matter if we don't like him. He has fans. So and as long as he has fans, he has a job.
How many coaches have the Detroit Lions had since
Lisa trying to interject?
I'm trying to get over here, y'all. You know what you ain't never what I hadn't heard anybody say. It fucking starts with us. Period. If you change your economic situation, you're already changing. Just like you see people now who are aligning with Trump, they change their economic situation. I'm not saying that you go to the climate. So now when I walk,
I would have said it, Lisa, if I got the chance.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to. Let me tell you why I said it. When I used to work for corporate companies before, I would always come home and be like, oh, they was tripping. I was supposed to get hot and I was supposed to get promoted. This shit, I'm complaining the whole time. And I was working my ass off. When I finally took this position, I knew what my situation was. My situation was, I'm gonna make this money. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna do it great, but I'm never caught up in the game. If you play a game with me, I'm not caught up in trying to get a promotion. All I know is what I'm trying to get right now. And what is that gonna do for me next week and next year? And I don't expect this to be here tomorrow. And I don't expect anybody to have my back. And I think we have to start there to change our economic situation. We're waiting for people to give us stuff.
Yeah, what it is what you're talking about, Lisa, is personal accountability. And that's what we lost first as a whole. We lost our sense of community. That's why they were able to, the streets were able to be ran over with gangs and niggas shooting, but ain't no answers, and innocent women and babies getting murdered and ain't nothing getting done about it. Because motherfuckers stopped taking the onus on themselves. You see motherfucker outside in your front yard and shit up to some bullshit. Hey, where the fuck y'all supposed to be? Get somewhere with that bullshit. Everybody start focusing. All
right, Mr. Whiffle.
Right.
No, but when we was kids,
I feel you, Ron.
When we was kids and we out shucking the job and bullshitting, any adult that come up, every nigga straighten up.
Shit?
Because you don't even know.
Like, who did that shit?
Who the fuck just farted?
Heather,
Ryan, was that you, Ryan?
Hey,
Heather over there dying laughing. Big boy.
If it was me, you wouldn't have heard it.
Hey,
If it was me, you wouldn't have heard it because I'm not allowed to make noise.
Oh my God, that was not me. You gotta look at who holding their phone at the bottom of their torso, because everybody mic up here. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But hold on. Hey, wait a minute though.
You didn't think nobody was gonna hear that.
To L's point though, Lisa, you had a great point, and Ron too. But that's what I meant by we need to handle our own. For example, like nigga, we telling them how the fuck they supposed to punish us in our own neighborhood. We telling them, so that's why we get upset. We like, no. The dope man don't deserve 20 years. Take the rapist. They like, no, we got who we want. Listen, my nigga, if we go back to Africa. When a motherfucker fuck up and they cut some shit off, This how we fucking do in our fucking neighborhood.
Let us, the whole community gonna
he's stealing some
you
shit. Let us cut his arm off. Don't worry about that shit. We got it over here.
I got something for that stealing shit.
The second you invite them in, they not just punishing them, they're punishing everybody. Right. That's why it's like if you
in other words, perfect analogy. That's what Heather was just saying. We inviting them in. You know what I'm saying? Just like the crime bill.
Because we're too lazy to fix our own problems, and we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned to think that
they have a solution if we ever get to it.
Let's go to the pet zoo real quick. Ryan got something to say. Pet zoo.
About this solution.
Hey, Ryan at the pet zoo getting petted by the animals.
Yeah, right. By deer cow. Goddamn me. Yeah, Dave Chappelle house petting deer cow.
Yeah, man. Nah, but when everybody's talking about niggas get money and move out. Now I know it's some niggas in here with some little bit of money. I done been around you. Tell the truth. When you get a little bit of money, broke niggas bother you just a little bit, right? Just a little.
Hey,
that is the most racist shit that has been said all night.
The most racist shit.
Listen, he ain't lying though. The nigga's not lying. Listen. When I first
family.
Okay, wait. To what extent? To what? Okay, I need you to.
Bro, when I first got on TV, right?
I need to know to what.
No, you don't need no explanation. You don't need no explanation. Nigga was eating ramen noodles last year.
No, I need to know.
I would never.
We talk about like this nigga, the way this nigga chew, the way this nigga dress, like to what extent?
His existence, his whole broke ass existence.
Yeah, want to know why? You want to know why Marvin laughed so hard just then? Because all of it, nigga, all of it, all of that shit bothers nigga. The way these niggas speak, the way these niggas approach you, the way they talk to you, the way they don't have respect for property.
Chewing with your mouth open with your broke ass.
Yeah, all that shit. They just bother you.
Why you breathing so hard with your broke ass? You don't deserve all that oxygen.
Yeah. They just bother you a little bit. What I'm saying
the
is,
nerve of these niggas over here being so
I just wanted to know because one day I'm gonna have some money. And
I just wanted to put that out in the open because there's a lot of people who do that whole niggas take off running. Man, if you ever get some money, man, immediately you'll understand why niggas take off. But what I'm saying is
that, but real talk, that escapism has been ingrained in us.
It's not escapism. Nigga.
I don't think escapism is a fair word. I think
that nigga just said run away. That is the definition of escape. The fuck? Like,
what I'm saying is the type of skills you need to get in order to be in the position to do that. And then once you get to that point, you start trying to talk to niggas to help them also escape. And then you realize that their mindset is just nowhere near that. And it ain't nothing you can do.
Motherfucker don't want advice. He just wants some of your money.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
don't teach me how to fish.
It's
just
like,
give me a fish,
this,
nigga.
It's like this. It's for years. I'm trying. Please let me work. Let me work. So for years, like white people has been telling niggas, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And niggas like, y'all didn't give us boots. And then niggas keep asking for stuff. They give you souls. Niggas like, man, we want boots. But it's a nigga out here like, man, I can work with these souls, nigga. And he end up making boots and walk out the hood. And more niggas is going, yo, we need boots. They throw you leather. So now you got still like, nigga, I wanted boots. Why are you giving me soles and leather? What the fuck I'm supposed to do with this? And there's another nigga like, shit, I can make boots with this. And he make boots and he walk out. He keep trying to explain to niggas that you got you gonna have to make your own boots because the boots ain't never coming. If you're gonna pull yourself up, it ain't never coming. But it's all these niggas hoping for reparations, hoping for Biden to do something for them. It ain't none of that. We got to go make a boot factory, nigga. It's the niggas who are capable and understand money. It's just going to have to buy back the neighborhood. They're going to have to buy back the neighborhood. And then we're going to have to put our own people in position to run in the local elections and put our own people in there to where they can't. We have to buy back the neighborhood and kick them out of the neighborhood.
Ryan, can I add this? Can I add this to yours? Niggas got to shut the fuck up and stop bragging so much because the problem is when you live in a braggadocious ass world, we can't ever make no moves the right way because everything we do, you got to be like, guess what? Niggas had a meeting last night. Moves finna get made. My life finna change. And so what happens is we become not an actionary people, but a show. You should know what I'm doing because no, bro, that shit doesn't.
We got all the vocabulary and no vocation. Niggas.
And so what happens is
we gotta make our people a priority, and we don't do that. You know what I mean?
See, yeah.
If you make your people a priority, it'll affect how you spend your money in the hood. It'll affect how you raise your kids. It'll affect, say what kind of people you put in office. But then it goes back to what somebody else said. I don't think black folks is coachable right now. We can't put nobody in control.
That's why I said
that's why we gotta find every nigga that's been working already. You fired. Yeah, we can't retrain you niggas. Hey, we can't retrain y'all.
A while ago,
but there's
IQ don't speak for me. That's everybody that they bring towards us. Everybody quick to be like, man,
Dr. Umar don't speak for me. Brother Polite don't.
Dr. Umar don't speak for me. But anyway, what I'm saying,
I'm just saying.
Well, let me say this. Hold on, let me make this one point about Ice Cube though. That really made me mad.
Hold on.
All right, so Ice Cube said what he said.
Hold on, Ryan. What was you saying, Radio?
I'm saying we quick to say who ain't speaking for us, but we ain't nominate no motherfucker to speak for us. See, look, it's too many motherfucking heads trying to make decisions and got their opinions. See, we need an election within an election. We need a motherfucker to represent us. We need a black president or a black.
I just said that.
Right. Yeah. What I'm saying is we so quick to talk. Every time somebody do step up and say, I'm gonna try to represent my people, we quick to be like, oh shit, this nigga don't talk for me. Like she just said, Dr. Umar, he ain't build a school, she mad at him and shit. You know, he fucked up her money. Now he can't speak for her.
I gotta be giving Umar money?
But what happens is, and I know you're right. We all got that problem, but it's so frustrating with us because like it's too many Chiefs and not enough Indians. Because you got a nigga that worked down in Kennett Shoes want to tell me about my medical shit. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be smart. And you ain't.
It's a lot more simplistic than that.
Kevin.
That's just human nature, though, y'all. That's everybody. It's always somebody trying to be smart that's not smart.
But Kevin,
that's just human nature.
What up?
You see how he said that it was a broke nigga trying to tell him about some shit he already knows? That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't say, I didn't speak on his economical status. I said the nigga know how to say it.
No. He worked at Farmers too.
You don't know nothing about my medical. You can't give me no medical advice. You can't give me no medical advice.
But that's why it gotta be Barack.
Working at the shoe store.
It gotta be a nigga like Barack.
But time out though. Here's the thing. There's 9 people on this panel. If you go around this panel right now and ask everybody what needs to happen, everybody's gonna have a different opinion. Therefore, it's just like that's why Trump shit is so cold because all he said is he hate niggas and niggas was like, yeah, I'm with that. You have to have one common agenda.
Nah, Trump was saying everything, dog. That's what you don't understand. Everything.
Listen to what Kevin is saying. What he's
you
saying
have to have one
despite all the different variables that white people have between Protestant, Catholic, Christian, Jewish, gay, straight, rich, poor, they can all galvanize under the concept of fuck these niggas, let's keep it white. And until niggas get that mentality that before you are anything else, you are black. And let's focus on what's gonna benefit us as black folks first. Then motherfuckers quick to say, we're not just black folks, we're American citizens. Motherfuck all of that, because all those other American citizens get shit promised to them. Why is it that a motherfucker assume I'm gonna vote for them just because my mama and my grandmama voted for them, but you promised my grandmama some shit and didn't deliver. You promised my mama some shit and didn't deliver. You ain't promised me a motherfucking thing and still didn't deliver. Why should we continue this tradition of putting your ass in position and you ain't doing nothing for us on the provision?
So should we have a code? We should have a code. That's what you said. Black folks should have a code, and it should be some kind of standard. Now I know I'm probably older than everybody that's here, and it's some shit that burns my fucking ass when it comes to this whole Trump shit. I don't get niggas who expect me to look past the nigga racism to find a redeeming quality. I don't give a fuck. My shit stop at racist. This nigga racist, I ain't looking for no redeeming quality. Fuck him, light his dick on fire on TV. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm not. I can't do it. I can't do it, yo. And it's like if we had some kind of standard like racism is our line, we can't or whatever.
I agree. The second you let that slide, we can't enjoy shit else.
I agree. That's why I couldn't.
Yeah, but we don't agree on that. That's the problem.
That's why I had to vote
that's one of the beefs that I have with black people within the LGBT community. Because y'all can be so goddamn gung-ho for LGBT rights while at the same time ignoring all of the racism that goes on within that community. You know how to bring your issues to light? Say, hey, not only is shit fucked up over there for y'all, boo-boo, it's fucked up over here too.
Boo-boo.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you where that change comes, because it's the same thing within the womanist feminist community. There are a lot of black women, such as myself, that will not. Well, womanism is just what you say when you don't. You just don't want to be when you don't want to be called a feminist, but you care about women. You just say womanist, because feminism is an organization. If you don't want to associate with the organization, so such as myself, people will say, "Well, Heather, you're a feminist," and I'll go, "No, I'm not a feminist because feminists are racist." Period. There are those of us that are like, no, they're within feminism. If you listen to women talk, they're never talking about what black women need. They're only talking about what they need as white women. So because of that, whatever. So like I'm saying, there are those of us within, and I have had many dialogues with women about this, and they're like, well, no, it's not that. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And until you guys can acknowledge that, there's nothing for me to say to you. So just because you don't see it, Ron, doesn't mean it isn't happening. There are people in the LGBTQ community that are saying exactly what you're saying. Their voices just aren't loud enough yet. But you got to have a little smolder before you have a flame. So, give it a minute.
Because they
know what you're saying.
People said that people said that Kanye West was brought in to split up the black vote and shit like that, right? To divert the Democratic vote. I believe that us as a black community on a whole, we have so many different things that are splitting our vote when it comes to us doing stuff for black folks. We get ready to split the vote, and the first thing they split, Christian and Muslim. They did the shit in the 60s with Martin and Malcolm. They immediately split our fucking vote, splintered us down the middle. Then after them, you had niggas that was like, fuck that, we're gonna stand up and take our goddamn rights. And that vote was split by niggas that said, fuck that, we just gonna move out the hood and be as white as we possibly can. And that's what they did in the 70s with the great migration into the suburbs, busing niggas into white schools and stuff like that. And on the other end, you had the Black Panthers. Now here it is these days, you have all these.
And by doing that, you move the socio-economically inclined black people away. They can't pull people up if they not around them. It's beautiful.
So
but you can't blame that all on the man when Martin Luther King felt he was superior to Malcolm X. So it's like it's almost like an antibiotic and a topical cream when you go to the doctor. You need something from the inside and something from the outside that's working simultaneously. Because there's a whole lot of black people that's saying,
but fuck the rash. Let's get the cancer out the way first. Then we can go put some shit in the rash.
But that's the problem, though. Society coochie's still itching. So see, we have to go deeper.
Exactly.
Funky pussy ass America, you need some Dafnican.
We just like, for real, black people, man. I've realized, man, that especially through this election, man, we can literally easily control all the places where we live in dense areas. It's not even like your cousin can run, and if the neighborhood behind him, that nigga gonna win. It doesn't matter. Like, we have that type of power.
With the state, though.
Locally, huh?
That has nothing to do with the state, though, because it's actually great you bring it up, because the two images I'm about to bring up are the two that I could find were Texas and Georgia, because they talk so much about Texas and Georgia, and then Ohio.
But Georgia is flipping blue this year.
Georgia ain't flipped blue. Atlanta and Savannah flipped blue. Just like Dallas and Austin and Houston flipped blue.
But that's what I'm
Texas
saying.
Didn't flip blue.
But listen, I think niggas need to leave Kentucky. If you a nigga and you live in a state that you have really virtually no voting power in, you need to get the fuck on out of there, man. Go
No,
help
I'm
other
going to
niggas.
Oregon so I can.
How many black folks? How many
Black people
live in
should have
Georgia?
been left the South. Black people should have left the South 100 years ago. They should have been
For
left.
what? For what? Whoa!
They
For
should have been
what?
left the
Whoa!
South.
To go where?
The
Up to
South is
Detroit and
where it's at. The
Chicago,
North
where
is
the
where
fuck
it's
y'all
fucked
was? Because before,
the South
hold on,
ain't never loved the black folk.
Before Tulsa got burned down in 1921, they had 2 race riots in Chicago the year before that, and then 2 years before that. So what the fuck is niggas escaping to?
Now, I didn't say escape. I just
good.
said
But
go
listen,
somewhere where it's not that bad. The South
North
always been
is
worse than the
way
But
North.
that's the
worse
bullshit
than
right
the
there.
South.
It's not that
No, it's
bad.
not.
It is
No, it's
equally
not.
bad.
Midwest is the worst place on earth.
Way
most
worse than the
dangerous
South.
place on earth to
No,
live. Nigga, like,
no.
what are you talking
You
about?
know why? You know why, Heather?
Boston?
You know why? Because at least down south, I know these white folks don't give a fuck about me. Why I'm gonna go up north where everybody's smiling and waving?
Yeah, but you got to stay in your place in the South.
Hold on.
You ain't got to stay in your place in the North.
All us is
I hear
You
that
gotta
now.
stay in their place
Hold
in the
on.
South.
I hear in
Girl,
Atlanta.
you need to move down south and learn how to fuck
I
we
was a
live.
road
It is
comic
not like
for a
that.
long time, Ryan.
Hold on.
I've been
I
all
hear
over
in
the
Atlanta.
country.
All us as comics, I'm pretty sure we watched the Dave Chappelle episode of David Letterman on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Do y'all remember when they were walking down the main street and Chappelle was opining on how progressive Yellow Spring is and how there is no racism, there's no hatred tolerated and allowed here in Yellow Spring, right? He kept talking about Yellow Spring as if it was some sort of utopia, and the city is like trapped back in time and shit. It's always been great for everybody there. And yet and still we look and see that Ohio, for the first time in 4 or 5 presidencies, got flipped red. So all that shit that Chappelle is talking about only affects his little bitty small ass microcosm of a city, where the state as a whole let you know, nigga, we don't fuck with you. Same thing in Georgia, same thing in Florida, same thing in Texas, same thing in Michigan. How did Michigan become a to the wire battleground state when Michigan was always in the bag for Democrats?
No, that's not true. Michigan has always gone back and forth because we were red for Reagan. It depends.
Everybody was red for Reagan, though.
Yeah,
that don't
Michigan's
count.
Michigan's always been a swing state. Michigan's always been a state where you don't know what you're gonna get from Michigan. Michigan is because Michigan is it's a very diverse. And it's an international border town. And people,
Diversity ain't got shit to do with it. Motherfuckers just flip-flop because they go with whoever got the money. Just like when Detroiters elected Kwame Kilpatrick as the first black mayor of Detroit, a year in the office, this nigga
he was not the first black mayor.
He wasn't the first black mayor, nigga.
At all. Mayor
Coleman
Young in the 70s. We had black mayors in the 70s. Y'all know our city. Keep our city name out your mouth. Y'all be talking too much trash about our city.
What was so important about?
He was the youngest. He was the youngest black mayor.
He was young. He was a young man.
My bad. He was the youngest black mayor.
We had all black mayors.
And what did he do? Hold on. What did he do though, Black Ron? All he did was give all of the contracts to niggas, and he went to jail for that.
No, he also
that's not what he went to jail.
He also pocketed a lot of the money with fucking hoes and shit. He got his Marion Barry.
He
got his Marion Barry.
Well, all politicians do that. All politicians do that.
CPU ain't shit. CPU ain't shit. So all he did was get.
But that was why the people that supported him
Never mind the hoes and
he brought money. He brought money to the hood. He legit did bring money to the hood. But
I didn't know
he was
fucking
doing some
hoes
things
was
that
illegal.
were.
He should be able to fuck hoes. He is in that.
That wasn't what he was
fucking hoes is not illegal. Paying for hoes with city funding.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Here's the thing: if y'all gonna tell it, if y'all gonna hold on. If y'all gonna tell it about my city, tell it right. Hold on, hey Ron, hold on, nigga. You gonna tell it about straight? When you have a party at the mayor's mansion and your wife come in and see you getting a lap dance from a stripper and then she killed a bitch and you have people cover it up, they're never gonna stop trying to solve that. And when they're looking for that, they find everything.
Hey,
you pull one little string. Y'all don't know that.
I'm only
Heather
talking.
knows that.
I'm only talking.
Heather knows. Hold on. Heather, you do know that, right?
No, here's my issue with all this conversation. Detroit been on everybody's mouth for the last couple of days. Everybody needs to shut up. Everybody thinks
Hey.
they know
Oh,
what it's like to be here.
Oh, sister,
And
you
none of
don't
y'all
get to
can
tell
survive
motherfuckers to
here.
shut up when y'all roll down
Heather.
on Texas. When y'all
Heather.
talked all that shit about Dallas and
Well,
Houston.
it's not
Now, all
Texas
that
is a
shit-
George
you
W.
did,
state.
you did,
Texas
you
is
did
not
kind of
our
start it.
our fault.
You did
Yeah.
kind of start it by saying, I don't know
Hey.
why the hell anybody still lives
Hey.
in the South.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
I
Hey.
don't understand why black people live in the South.
Nigga
I
should have got out of there 100
A
years
little
ago.
bit.
Child.
You did
Nigga should have got out of Detroit 100 years
did
ago.
kind
Well,
of kick it
everybody is
off.
talking
Hey,
trash
Your
about
grandmama in
Detroit.
Flint
Heather.
ain't took a bath with tap water in 8 years.
Like
And you
that,
niggas out here
Them
still
Flint,
talking
them
shit
Flint
about
water
Michigan.
jokes is hack, y'all. Them Flint water jokes is
Hey,
hack. Y'all gotta
And
admit
them
it.
Southern jokes is hack
Yeah,
too,
I don't say
nigga.
shit about Flint.
Yeah, dude.
I'll take a
don't-
good
y'all
old.
don't
I'll
say
take a
about
good
me.
old
watching
boy.
a TV
I'll take a good
show.
old boy before I
Hey.
take a rusty bath.
Like, ooh.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna be completely honest. I only talk about Detroit if Heather and CP bring them up. I've never felt the need to talk about Detroit ever in no conversation whatsoever. I don't know any niggas, especially from the South, who have ever had a need to talk about Detroit or want to visit
Oh, I'm talking
Detroit.
about over the
I
last couple
understand
of
Y'all
y'all have
mad? Y'all
y'all
mad because we
pride.
drive Chevys
I
down south
understand
and we
y'all
don't
have y'all
No.
Now, you
It
said
was over
that
the last
out.
couple of
Good.
days.
We
And
make
you
said
them
know,
that out
bitches in
loud.
Detroit.
City,
All right.
Right, you said
Detroit
that out
At least
is
I
a
loud.
need
great
some of that wine,
black
dog.
city with a lot of history and a lot of amazing things come out of Detroit. But when I tell you niggas in the South don't give a fuck, we do not talk about Detroit ever. Y'all have to be in the building.
No,
and
I'm
bring
talking
up
about the
Detroit.
last couple of days when everybody thought that Michigan was going to be red and everybody
Yeah,
wanted to
that
do all
was
these little
Illinois
jokes.
niggas talking about y'all.
And
Illinois was like,
they need
we
and
did
they
what
need to
we
sit
supposed
down.
to do.
Wisconsin
Y'all
niggas
at?
actually.
Illinois
Those
ain't
were
nothing
there was
to
some
it.
Milwaukee niggas
That was
talking.
like
Yeah,
it's a
it
whole
was
lot of people
Milwaukee
talking
niggas
junk.
in there talking
There's a
about
whole
y'all.
lot of people talking junk right now about
Man,
a city they
who
couldn't
ready
survive
for
in for
them to
1 hour.
Chicago, Illinois is always blue, so I don't know why that was even a shot at.
That's because we
Illinois like that.
GDs, Kevin.
Exactly.
We GDs. That's what
Exactly.
Illinois was
Y'all need to
like,
get them
Illinois
assault
was
rifles away
like,
from them 15-year-olds. What Chicago need to do.
Say what
Illinois.
now?
Look now.
That's
Illinois
what
was
Look,
like, it
Chicago
didn't
need to
take
do.
us.
Hold on,
Chicago need to worry about them 15-year-olds.
Hold on, because
hold on,
you
Heather.
keep on
We
talking
ain't
all
saying
that
that when y'all
shit
made that
like you
vote.
I
niggas saved a
got,
lot.
I got $62. I'm coming to
Oh,
Detroit to
baby.
buy two
We've
buildings.
been legal in Michigan
That's
for
a
2
hack too.
years.
That's a hack joke too. That's hack too. I'm
We've
sorry.
been legal in Michigan 2 years. Y'all still
Goddamn
ain't
dollars.
still ain't bounced back. How many
Exactly.
bailouts you niggas
Fuck you
need?
Got
talking about?
cash.
No, we haven't gotten any bailouts. We take care of ourselves in Detroit. We always have.
Bullshit. The automotive industry got a bailout. Ford Field is the nicest thing in
Yeah,
Detroit.
no, that's not true actually, and that's hater, that's super hater.
Oh, you're right.
We just got
You're
Little
right.
Caesars Arena. What are you talking about? Little Caesars Arena.
No.
Still
You're right.
a Ford
The
Field.
MGM Grand Hotel is nice too.
Well, actually, we have a lot of nice things. It's a beautiful city. The point I'm trying to make is
During the
All
day.
right,
Goddamn
Heather.
right.
Yeah,
the
all right,
reason why
Heather.
Ford got a
I was
bailout is because
on
Ford is the
board
internet.
Because you
until
know
the
at
end.
nighttime.
I was on board until the end. All
It's a
right,
beautiful
Heather.
city. That's
It's
why
a
the French.
I
beautiful
agree
city.
with
Yeah,
you
That's
okay.
why the
Yeah,
French
you do.
stayed. The French took it because it was beautiful. That's why we got to play.
Hey,
Y'all know. Y'all come in town for a night,
Heather,
do some shows, screw some women, and then want to tell me about my
the
city.
last
Shut up.
girl
Y'all
at the
don't see
club
Detroit
is
by
a
day.
beautiful. The
Heather,
last
just
girl at the
relax.
club is
I
beautiful
go to
too.
Detroit a lot.
The last girl at the club is beautiful too.
Only to a drunk person. Only to the drunk guy that didn't get chose because he wasn't beautiful.
And it's
So let's not
159
talk about
all
that.
over Michigan. It's 159.
No, it's not.
Y'all just fucking whoever there.
No, it's not.
Oh, nigga, you a dirt bag. Oh, you a dirty dog.
It's
That's
so
not true.
cold.
Hey,
Talk
man.
that shit about my whole region. Like Michigan is hot shit.
I low key don't even consider
We've
Texas
been
the
legal.
South though. Texas is in the middle.
What state is?
in the middle.
Wait, hold on. Hold the fuck on. Whoa.
Texas
To me, the
is
South.
go for
When I say
that
the
show.
South, I know geographically it's at the south of the country. I'm not stupid. I
Hold on.
also
Wait a
have
minute.
degrees.
Wait a
My
minute.
point is, when I think of the South, I'm talking about the cotton South, like the Mississippi, Alabama,
Where do you think
Georgia.
most of the
Shit,
cotton was
Marvin.
grown?
Listen,
To me, Texas is like
Marvin, one of the
Alabama.
smartest
Black
niggas in
Ron
here.
grew all the cotton. You know the cotton. Black Ron did all the cotton.
Hold
To
on.
me,
Wait.
Texas is just baby Mexico.
Wait.
I don't consider that the South in 2020. I'm sorry, I don't. You're not gonna change my mind.
Name a state that's southernmost than Texas.
I don't have to because I
When
made
you
my
leave
point.
Texas,
I
you in
don't
a
care.
whole nother motherfucking country, nigga.
Exactly.
How
Texas
y'all
is
niggas
Mexico.
consider Tennessee the South and there's a whole row of states under Tennessee, but Texas ain't the fucking
because
South.
Texas don't act like them. Texas is a little
Nigga, you ain't never been. You came through one show.
Texas.
You went through DFW
I've been
Airport to do 2 shows, cuz. You the same nigga. You the same nigga just said we don't know shit about Detroit because we came 2 times. Then you'll sit here and try to talk shit about a whole state.
No, that's not true. I used to go to All-Star Weekend every year. I went to Houston twice. So check
most of the niggas at All-Star Weekend ain't
She knew politics at All-Star Weekend?
And All-Star Weekend. I beg your pardon.
That's like saying you know Montreal because you went to Just for Laughs 1 week.
No, I know Montreal because my daddy took us on vacation there. So it don't matter how I know Montreal. I know Montreal. You ain't got to live in Paris to know Paris. I had a good weekend in Paris. I know a little bit about Paris.
No, nigga, you actually got to live there to know.
Hey,
you got to live there to know.
We have been going to Detroit for years and we don't know shit about Detroit.
And we don't know shit about Michigan.
That's because y'all stay in hotels and
who stay in hotels? I stay at Howie Bell House when I go to Detroit. What you talking about?
Howie Bell's house is the hotel for comedians. Everybody knows that. Howie Bell's house is the hotel for comedians.
So we gotta go stay in the crack house to have a real Detroit experience.
Okay, but see, just the fact that you had to say crack house is why I can't have this conversation with y'all. Y'all really don't know how we get down.
Y'all up there.
Y'all don't really know what we do. You just think you do because y'all listening to sound.
Y'all smoke more meth in Detroit than any other black population in the country.
No, that would be Austin, Texas. Stop lying.
No, I said black population.
No,
black population.
No,
Austin
y'all can't even agree on the goddamn city.
People don't do meth in Detroit.
That's what I'm saying. Meth ain't even a Detroit thing.
That's not our
thing. Wait a second. Detroit definitely don't do meth. They go down to West Virginia and sell it, but they don't do it. They do heroin.
Because we get money.
Only thing Detroit ever been popular for is prostitution.
Look, Motown.
What the hell?
Prostitution. Barry Gordy was pimping all them niggas.
Hey man, I'm about to go to bed. I'm gonna holler at y'all. And on that note,
walk off.
I love everybody.
I
love everybody. Please, I love everybody.
You ain't bang on my state and my region and then walk off for all time. Fuck it then. Walk off then, nigga.
Ron, you live in a sundown town, my nigga. You can't say shit about the thing. You down there doing Lovecraft shit right now. Listen.
Yeah. If it wasn't for 8 Mile, we wouldn't even know about you niggas.
And if it wasn't for JRU, we wouldn't know Dallas. So if it wasn't for JRU, we wouldn't know Dallas.
I gotta go, man. I'm gonna holler at everybody.
Dallas is where presidents come to die.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Hey,
I don't know.
Nice meeting you, son.
All right, y'all.
I can't leave because he left.
Bye, bro.
I love you, CP.
I
love y'all too, man.
All right, boy.
Hi, Christopher.
I can't stand your incendiary ass.
Whatever. Y'all the only girl you let talk. I'm the only girl y'all let talk.
I respect you for sticking up for your city like that, man. That's
She went hard. She went hard.
No facts. All passion.
Hey,
I don't say shit because being from Chicago, all somebody got to do is bring up our mayor, and I just shut the fuck up. So.
Oh, you talking about Don Knotts?
Lori Lightfoot.
Mr. Furley.
Lightfoot.
God,
Tell me that bitch don't look like Mr. Furley, nigga, on God. Mayor Barney Fife.
Don Knotts.
I just.
Nigga.
Hey.
You call it later, Don Knotts.
Tell me that don't look like Mayor Barney Fife.
It's accurate though. It's accurate.
As
soon as he said it, I'm like, I can't really fade him on that.
Every time I see that bitch, I'll be like, Jack Tripper. Come on now, going on.
Yeah, not that Don Knotts. Don Knotts when he was doing this movie, he didn't wear them little suits. Whenever he wore a little suit.
See, I said all that to say that's why I don't talk about your shit is because of our mayor. I would never.
Hey man, Chicago has always been known for well-dressed ass niggas. Why won't somebody hem them goddamn pants for her?
I tried, man. She don't want no help, G.
Take them hoes up at least.
He said she don't want no help, G.
He said I tried. He said I tried.
He said me personally.
Lori gangster and shit though. She don't play.
Is her wife really that tall? Or she just really that short?
They must be sharing power suits over there at the house.
That nigga said both. He said her wife is taller than usual and she's shorter than usual. Nigga, it's both.
So he got a Lilliputian and a giant. Goddamn.
Nigga, but listen, hey, but if niggas was gonna migrate to somewhere and buy up a bunch of shit and turn shit around. Detroit ain't a bad place.
Shit.
Y'all been telling that joke for so long. It's so tired.
What are you
we
talking about?
I like what
It's not
you
even
did
accurate
there,
anymore.
Ryan.
Y'all talking 10 years ago. That's not even accurate anymore.
Yo, that wasn't me being negative.
A little
Listen,
bit
the nicest shit in Detroit.
Detroit doesn't have
MGM
enough
Hotel.
land.
Y'all ain't got shit else there, man.
See,
Keep it a
now,
buck.
I wasn't being negative at all. That's crazy that you heard negativity in that. Because
well, I mean, it was definitely dripping with some hateration. But the problem is, it's inaccurate. Y'all talking old stuff. That's no longer accurate.
She just triggered right now.
That's because it's not. That's the only thing y'all say about Detroit. Every time y'all, you get a house for $1. That's not true no more.
This is how defensive she is. That's how defensive she is.
They went up.
I'm in North Carolina. I live in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. But it's not as developed as Detroit. And I think niggas would have, it would be an easier transition for niggas, and there's more niggas there. It's sort of be a better infrastructure.
They shot one episode of First 48 in Detroit. One season of First 48 in Detroit. And when they didn't have no goddamn interrogation room, they was like, fuck it.
They questioning niggas outside. They coming on niggas' house. So
tell us. Yeah, a lot of episodes in First 48 in Detroit and Memphis and East St. Louis.
He's like, nigga, what happened? And I knew then. So
look, they chained the niggas to the radiator at the Greyhound station. Now you don't sit here till you tell us what the fuck you done did.
See, Heather, you gotta stop being so defensive. I actually like your city. So that's why I'm suggesting what I'm suggesting.
Hey man, everybody like ugly hoes.
You know what, Ron?
Detroit is the ugly hoe at the party. She fucking. It ain't what you want, but she fucking.
I'm not gonna take too much more of this disrespect from y'all.
You started this, ma'am. You started this with niggas should have been left the South.
I'm telling you, as a child in the North, reading the stories, I'm not talking about your generation. I'm talking about when slaves were freed. I never understood why they stayed in the same communities as the people that enslaved them. It never made sense to me.
The truth is they were actually killed if they tried to leave in a lot of places. If you read Black Boy by Richard Wright, he actually tells a story of how his entire family was murdered one by one because they were trying to go to Chicago. How a lot of black folks had to leave on their lunch break and flee the city.
Or in the middle of the night.
Or in the middle of the night. They can't, they can't be like, we moving, fuck you white folks, we going where we appreciate it. They be like, shit, nigga, I'll kill you before
I get that. But then at 20 years later, 30 years later, 40 years later, it should have been, even if it was a 50-year exodus,
20, 30, 40 years later, that's when all of a sudden you start having all the racial riots up north. They had them in New York, Chicago, and in Detroit, and all those major cities.
And why do you believe slavery ended when they told y'all slavery ended? Slavery ended in the South way later than what y'all think it did. What they told y'all in the North.
No, we know what Juneteenth. We know the story.
No, nigga. No, not Juneteenth. It was in 1900s.
In the Delta of Mississippi, people still sharecropping in 1970.
Yeah,
I have to bow out everybody.
Sharecropping is a fine queen.
Well,
you come back next Thursday, Kev?
Fuck yeah, hell yeah, man. I like talking
Okay,
shit.
so that's what you do with this. You just pop in when you want to. Am I in the rotation now?
No, Lola told him get his goddamn ass off the fucking phone before he get the black beat off him. Yeah. Shout out to all you battered husbands out there.
Okay, but Ron, I thought we was gonna talk about don't get me wrong, it's your show, your topics are awesome. But I thought I was led to believe today by your statuses that we were gonna talk about women being losers. That's what I thought we were talking about.
No. That's next week's episode.
Okay.
These are all lead-ins because the thing about it is a lot of people just assume that I just be speaking from a grabbed it out of thin air point of view. When what I do is I do case studies. I research the room. Lisa and Tanya will tell you I'm the type of nigga that'll get in a room full of women and then just start asking off-the-wall ass questions. Because the next time I'm in a group of women, I'm gonna say, now when I last spoke to women, they told me boom, 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 boom. And you can't tell me you was a goddamn lie, nigga, because that's what first thing a lot of people like to do, especially in the black community. Going back to what Radio G said earlier, we refuse to allow a person to have any type of expert position in our community unless they were first vetted and validated by a white person.
Which is
that nigga was,
which is also what Ryan said. Whenever I said you get to a point socioeconomically and you try to explain to these niggas, and broke niggas just get on your nerves just a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it's a black thing,
boy,
yo. I just think it's. I think
you
I think
almost
it's probably white
dislocated
people
your
saying the
shoulder with
same
that
thing.
reach. You almost dislocated your shoulder with that reach. Nigga.
That ain't no reach. That ain't no reach. That's what it is. That's
hey,
what
shout out to Marcus Carter. Somebody just said I was hella smart. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate
you
it.
talking about intelligence. I'm talking about financial intelligence. It's just they get on your nerves a little bit, man. That's all.
I think that's color.
What gets on your nerves? What gets on your
economic
nerves
thing,
is when you try to give a person advice, information, or anything. And I hate when niggas yeah, or I know me. Like if I'm like when you case point, a comedian will call you, ask you some information about a room or about a show or about something. You telling them something, hey man. So when you get up there, you know you want to make sure you do this, you do that, and they I know, I know, motherfucker. If you knew, you'd have did it all goddamn ready. You called me asking me for help, motherfucker. How the fuck you gonna me? You know what? Do it on your own then. And when you fuck up, don't ask me for help. But we gotta stop doing each
survival
other like
of the
that
fittest, though. But survival of the fittest, that's pretty much humanity. Only the strong gonna survive. So some people just not meant to get it. Some people not meant to be rich. Some people, and that's just what it is. And it's like you can't keep fighting with them.
No, you can't. You got to stop talking to them.
Economic
You got to stop talking to them.
But you don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to be a jackass about it.
No more.
You just simply don't.
Do you think the short neck giraffes will socializing with the long neck giraffes? If you gonna practice
what's a short neck giraffe?
Well, I'm using the point you made about survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest is the concept of Darwinism. So back in the day, there were short neck giraffes and long neck giraffes. When all the food went scarce, only motherfuckers that survived were the long neck giraffes. So today, there are no more short neck giraffes. So if you're gonna talk about economic Darwinism,
that's what a short neck giraffe is. It's Ryan's background.
I thought that was a horse. I thought that was
that is a short neck giraffe, nigga.
Yeah.
His date. Don't be rude to his date.
That's hilarious.
Look at that. They chilling. Beautiful romantic time.
So Heather,
don't be mad because y'all ain't got nobody to hold y'all up.
Hey, I'm bad. Like that. All cuddled up.
Hey, she must be in love with you. She must be in love with you, boy. You got her nose wide open.
Yeah.
Nose wide open.
She made you flip over and hold her. Look at that. She love you.
So if we're going to talk economic Darwinism, which means that only those of us that are financially fit are going to survive.
Not financially fit, because everybody does it. Some people just got it naturally. They don't even know how to talk it. Some people know how to talk it, don't know how to do it. My point is the way economics is set up, it's almost like a bell curve. A certain percentage of people are always going to be poverty. A certain percentage of people are always going to be filthy rich. A certain people are always going to be in the middle. I can't.
But that's only true to that's only true to the capitalist model. Because under a socialist or a communist model, it's evenly dispersed amongst all people. And the problem that America has is we got communist ideals, but capitalist ambition.
I don't know about that.
Let me make it plain.
Let me just say this. I think that if I was to go into the hood today and give everybody $1 million in 3 years, a certain percentage of people are going to be poor again, no matter what. And it's nothing I could do to stop it. It's nothing any of us could do to stop it. It's just going to happen. And they can't be saved.
But you can't confuse financial responsibility with equity. That's two different things.
But it doesn't matter if the money's gone. The money's gone in either scenario.
Because if you're financially illiterate, then you can have $100 million and you're gonna blow it. That's the concept behind Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact that you have the understanding that when you're the low man on the totem pole, that $1,200 check sound good. Everybody getting an equal portion sound good. Everybody getting an even dispensation of the wealth sounds good. When you at the top of the totem pole, that shit don't sound great because you have ascended to the top of the totem pole. That's the problem with capitalism, because they allow one of us at a time to ascend to the top of the totem pole, and those niggas become the chief members of our entire community. We look at our athletes, our entertainers, and our celebrities as the experts on blackness. These niggas have ascended to the top of the totem pole. to tell them to turn around and make it rain with their money so that it evenly disperses down makes absolutely no sense to them, because a nigga got capitalist ambition but a communist heart. You can believe one thing, but the way you act shows what you truly are. All these motherfuckers in America were talking about feminism and equality and women's rights and how dare you, we gonna get rid of the patriarchy and shit, and yet a motherfucker that said he gonna grab you by your pussy gets reelected by you?
Exactly. That made no sense at all.
Because you got a communist ambition but a capitalist heart. See, feminism and women's equality and all those things, that's the women saying we're on the bottom of the totem pole and we want shit to be dispersed down evenly to us. But at the same time, if you're a rich woman, you don't want to get this nigga out of office that's going to make it so that you ain't rich no more. So you'll vacate everything that makes you a woman to save everything that makes you a business person.
Very true. I agree.
You know, I know women that'll give up their maternity leave if it meant that they got equal pay.
It's real shit.
Well, we can't control everybody. It's 8 billion people on the planet. We ain't nobody gonna control everybody.
We just trying to control the 13% that they say we are.
It's like Lisa said. We gotta just worry about what we gonna do. What am I gonna do tomorrow to be the change I want to see? What are you gonna do tomorrow to be the change you want to see? Because you could talk. Ryan's right to a certain extent. He could tell 100 people how to make $100. 98 of them ain't gonna listen. So if I'm not mad at him if he want to stop talking, I'm also not mad at him if he continues to talk, because somebody got to push through. You know what I mean? Somebody got to.
You got to get to a point where you through talking. That's one of our problems as black folks. We keep on having all these goddamn meetings. Ain't none of us doing no push-ups. Ain't none of us going to the goddamn range and shooting. Ain't none of us learning how to grow food and shit. Because going back to what you said at the beginning of the show,
that's not true.
But when I'm talking about nobody, I'm talking about large groups of us. People are doing it on the individual level. But I'm talking about us as a whole. Going back to what you said at the beginning of the show, you talked about how they use fear to control us right before elections, and then right after the election, they use a war to control the money. They've been doing this shit since the 80s. First, they say there's a fear with drugs coming over from the border and women getting raped. Then they election, follow that with a war on drugs. Then they come with the fear that we got terrorists and Al-Qaeda and shit. Get an election, follow it with war on Iraq, 9/11 and shit. They did the same thing this year. Coronavirus had everybody in fear. Now we just had this election. Watching 2021. If we already had a war on drugs, we already had a war on terror, and this one is going to be a war on health. They are using this disease to destroy the concept of socialism. Social media has done away with social interaction. With this disease, everybody now has to maintain a social distance. So now the concept of shaking hands or hugging is foreign. So if you can't shake hands with your enemy out of fear of corona, you damn sure ain't gonna be able to sit across the table if y'all got to be 6 feet apart. You damn sure ain't gonna be able to reach across the aisle in bipartisanism. You damn sure ain't gonna be able to have the handshake of brotherhood and fellowship. They use that fear to control the hearts and minds of the sheep. To gear you for the war that's coming.
Now listen, I don't know if I agree with you, but boy, you know how to make your points make sense, boy. I'll be like,
I mean, the brother's smart.
I was like,
brother is smart.
I don't
Brother
agree
got
with
the
this
words.
nigga. He sound right.
I like a man with a way with words. Brother got a way with words. You can't take that away from him. You know what I mean?
I was like,
his
even
gift.
when I disagree, the nigga sound right.
That's what I'm saying. He just I'm saying he need a church. Like Ron need a church. He just need a church.
Nigga said Kwame was the first mayor. I was like, damn, I didn't know that shit.
Exactly. He said it so official. It's like, wait a minute, no. But
if you say it with conviction, you know, we gonna build a wall and Mexico gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Hey, what you sipping, Lisa? You over there quiet with that wine, man?
Or she on that Merlot?
Shit, y'all talking, nigga. I'm just over here doing what y'all talking about. That's changing my motherfucking life. I'm drinking me some Dow. listening to y'all educated comedians.
Right.
People don't understand.
Cheers.
People don't realize how intelligent comedians are. It takes a lot of intelligence to do what we do, because the dummies get all the airtime. The dude that's dressing up like a woman get all the airtime. You don't realize how intelligent that comics really are.
If you don't high five me right, goddamn,
we're quite the critical thinker. We're quite the critical thinkers. And like I said, you know what I'm saying? So these dudes be smart. These dudes be smart. A lot of them you can't tell because they can't talk as pretty as Ron can.
Oh,
so
no.
They sound stupid when
that's
they talk.
That's a great point.
You know what I love about y'all? I'm gonna tell you what I love about y'all. A lot of you all are brilliant. Everybody in, but a lot of you all are, and I think we have had a chance to meet some of y'all. But I think the other thing is you all have a different perspective that you bring. My joy is out of getting a chance to hear the different perspectives, and I feel like if people just shut up and listen, sometimes you're gonna learn some whether you agree with it or not.
Yeah.
And sometimes some of my most valuable lessons be like, I'm gonna try that shit Black Ron just said. There might be some fucked up ass telling me to do. But I'm like, that shit might work. You know what I'm saying? So I love that you all look at things from such a different perspective. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, we call it the third eye. We call it our third eye.
That was a great point that you made.
Our comedy eye.
You said
what was it?
A lot of people feel the way I do. They just don't put it in pretty words like I do. And I think to Black people, that's the reason why they so on this. We got to get Trump out. We fuck with Biden situation, because Joe Biden and Donald Trump are the same white man in his 70s with over $1 million in his personal bank account.
Yeah.
It's just that
just talk to you nicely.
It's just that for the last 50 years, Joe Biden has been practicing on how to talk to niggas. And for the last 50 years, Donald Trump has been practicing on not giving a fuck about niggas. So when you get them
Donald Trump
in front
learn
of a
how to
TV
get
camera,
money.
Donald Trump don't give a fuck about nobody. Donald Trump doesn't respect anybody that doesn't have more money than him.
Exactly.
Period, point blank. And that's the problem that a lot of white people don't understand. Because you thinking that because you white, he fuck with you. No, he don't fuck with you less than he fuck with me.
Yeah, he
because
really
you wasted your whiteness. You wasted a 400-year head start, and you still broke. He hates you more than he hate me. Idiot.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I used to work in corporate America before I was a comedian. I had a really good job. I was like Mad Men. I had like that kind
you'd have
of
got
job.
me fired. Ooh, I'd have been all in HR fucking with
you. I worked for millionaires. Like I was surrounded by wealthy white men all day, every day. The way they talk, they never said anything bad about Black people. It's just like Black people were a waste of time. It's like, we can't get no money over there. We ain't going over there. If you were poor and white, they would dog you mercilessly. If you were not producing in that office, if this guy made $100,000 sale and you made a $40,000 sale, you were the joke in the office. And coming from the hood, if I had not seen that, I wouldn't have believed it. They way harder on each other, low key, than they are on us. They treat each other way worse. So everything you said about Donald Trump was true. Donald Trump don't see poverty. He don't care what color it is. He don't see nobody broke.
That's why when people say he racist, I'm like, nah, he say whatever gets the racists riled up because he wants their vote, which is fucked up. But I don't think him personally is like, let me say to these dummies what I need to say to them.
Exactly. He's manipulative.
But I don't give a fuck about. I really don't give a fuck about Biden. But I don't think they the same, man. I just don't.
No, they not the same.
I don't think they're the same at all. This is wait. This is what I had tell another comedian shit. It's like the cardinal sin with us is stealing jokes. You got a nigga who take your fucking jokes and he remix it and he go to goddamn Oklahoma and perform it and you hear about it. That's one thing. But you got a nigga that's on a show with you, he your fucking speaker, and he fucking do your joke word for word in your face. Fuck you. You can't say they the same. They not the same. That's not the same. That's.
Let me take it a step further, Marv. You hear about a nigga doing your show one night in Atlanta, that's nothing. You see a nigga doing your show, doing your joke on TV, that's a whole different goddamn animal right there.
Yeah, because he basically just took your bag. He stole from you.
That nigga stole your baby and changed the paperwork.
Yeah.
Changed the birth certificate, goddamn me. It's one thing to adopt your child.
Well, the reason why I don't think Joe Biden is the same is because Joe Biden did something that most white men in America can't do, and that's take orders from a Black man. And Joe Biden did that for 8 years. So they're on some level. I don't know if
I'm not even gonna go there.
because
well, I don't know too many white men that work for a black
the
man.
CEO of Coca-Cola was a black man for a few years.
And I'm pretty sure some
Xerox
people,
has a black CEO right now.
And
White
I'm pretty
folks
sure
ain't got
people,
no problem
I'm
taking
pretty
orders.
sure, and I'm pretty sure some of them quit when that man got appointed. I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of them quit. They just ain't talking about them. It's a certain type of personality type that can work for a black man.
What I'm saying to this is that ain't what did it for me. What did it for me is the nigga apologized for his wrongdoings when it came to that bill. That nigga said there was things that I wanted in there. Republicans took it out or whatever, but there were some things that I put in there that was a mistake. In hindsight, it was a mistake.
Humility.
I apologize. And my job, I'm going to make the effort to try to
correct it.
Correct that.
But hindsight ain't got shit to do with
politician
foresight.
has ever said that to us.
Jimmy Carter did. Jimmy Carter was like that. That's why he only got one term.
He was a peanut farmer. He was not a politician.
Jimmy Carter was the best president since the Great Depression for the United States of America. I got proof to stand on that. Jimmy Carter ended one war and stopped another one from forming in less than a year. You gotta remember, in the 1970s, the United States was just rolling off of the Cold War.
You can't say since the Depression though, because you had World War II in there. You can't say since the Depression.
Since the Great Depression, because number one,
Delano Roosevelt got us through that war though, so you can't.
Yeah. Where were we as niggas? Yeah. Where were we as niggas? You can't count no year before 1968. Fuck is you talking about?
No, black people. My grandfather fought in World War II.
There you go with that individual ass achievement.
But I'm just saying,
it don't fucking matter. Dave Chappelle's granddaddy was a fucking politician, elected to office before niggas were freed.
Yeah, I get
that. Ain't got shit to do. What the fuck does one nigga's individual merits have to do with us as a people?
Because Negroes were sent to fight Nazis and died in that war too. Negroes is fighting Nazis too.
Negroes have served in every occupation since America was America. The first person to die for America was Crispus Attucks. Fuck are you talking about?
No, so I'm saying you can't say. So you can't. I'm saying the president that got us through the worst war in the history of mankind, which is still World War II.
World War II is not the worst war in the history of mankind. The worst war.
Atomic bombs was dropped. I disagree. That is definitely the worst.
Oh well.
Motherfuckers was walking around with born with one arm and one leg,
and it was truly the world.
That war got residual effects, nigga. Like
it was,
and that was sins that we inflicted on somebody else. Out of all those other wars, how many of those consequences have fallen back on U.S. shores?
Well, that's Civil War.
No, I need all y'all to hush. I'm talking to Marvin, the actual veteran in the fucking room. The nigga with war knowledge.
I mean, do you join the military and learn about all the wars? Is there like a class they take to learn about all the wars?
Yeah, you actually have to learn about wars.
Say the question again.
If you're gonna be
Civil War is the worst war in America.
The Civil War was the first. The Civil War was the worst war on America. Every other war has only affected America's citizens.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, World War II is considered by educated people, by people that discuss these kind of things, to be the worst war. You don't have to agree around. I'm just telling you what people saying.
Well, yeah, that's because motherfuckers view the Holocaust.
You can't say Jimmy Carter was the best.
Why is he talking about which war the worst?
Because he's trying to discount Franklin Delano Roosevelt's contribution, and I'm just saying I don't know if I think Jimmy Carter was better than Franklin Roosevelt, but we ain't gotta do that. Make your point.
Hey, they had the Franklin Roosevelt is better. Franklin Roosevelt was winning presidency so much and was so beloved that nigga had to die. And they changed the rules that niggas only get 2 terms.
I mean, that's real.
Because
the reason why it's only 2 terms.
That nigga would have never lost. He would have never lost.
I'm just saying
they love FDR so much that they created a whole character behind that nigga for every movie for the next 20 years.
And his wife, she was a beloved first lady as well. So I don't know about that. I think Jimmy Carter was dope because, like you said, he was. But
guess what?
Guess
what, Heather?
A good man.
But guess what? Barack and Michelle are very much so beloved.
Yeah.
But Barack Obama don't rank in the top 10 of the presidents that did the most for us, or was the best president.
And that's very true. But unfortunately, we won't know how Barack is remembered because we did. So it's like when we remember Franklin Delano
You
Roosevelt.
might be dead with your old ass. Don't speak that
you
on
know
me.
what? When we talking about Franklin Delano Roosevelt died 50 years before, 60 years before we was born. So I'm just saying we won't know. We know what Barack is today. We don't know what Barack's story is gonna look like in 30 years. We don't know.
Oh, when they talk about Barack, they gonna be the maiden Colin Kaepernick, Patrick Mahomes colored. You know what I'm saying? And like we both say all the time, Ryan. I personally believe that America will elect a gay Jewish woman to be president before they ever put a descendant of slavery in that seat, male or female. Yeah. And even though Barack Obama was the first quote unquote black president, he was not the descendant of slavery. And even though Kamala Harris
and neither is Kamala
is about to be vice president, she is not the descendant of slavery here in this country.
America, yeah,
America will never let a Native American or a byproduct of African slavery run this country.
Right.
They definitely not gonna let the Native Americans because they, you know. And that's the thing. That's part of the thing that kind of irritates me a little bit. We got so much to say.
How them motherfuckers vote for Trump though? All that Keystone Pipeline bullshit we went through in solidarity with them. Go look at the numbers for Montana, Idaho, Kansas,
the Dakotas.
Look at Dakotas. Those are, but you gotta look at all Native Americans don't have voting rights. Only some of them do. So all of them,
because if they a sovereign nation, then they don't even participate.
Right, exactly.
In the American
so they're
government.
sovereign. So the ones that are voting are the ones again that want
all them niggas that got casinos. All them niggas that got casinos, they voted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because they want to be seen as white. Okay, so Michigan has Indian casinos. They have a comedy show they used to do up there. It was crazy going up there because you would go up there and everybody will be white. So it would be like they will, I don't know. They will be white but they will have longer faces and like native features when they tell you. But you walk in and you're thinking it's gonna be a bunch of how you think Native Americans look. And low key, it's white people that are descended from Native Americans.
$5 Indians.
Right.
Exactly.
Indians.
So it's like those are still white people that want to be seen as white. And like I said, if they want to be seen as white, they're voting accordingly. Because the worst thing in the world for them is to be seen as Native American. Because again,
nigga, if your name ain't a verb, a weather pattern, or an animal, you are not a real Native American. Nigga, if your name ain't Running Rain Wolf or Thunder Lightning Feet or some shit like that, nigga, if that ain't your goddamn name, you ain't no Native American, cuz.
That's so funny.
On that note, man, I'm about to bail on y'all, man. It's been real, dog. I appreciate you inviting me on, man.
I love you, Marvin. And we actually about to wrap this thing up.
Been a pleasure, man. Y'all be good.
I actually gotta go too because it's later here.
Wait. Before y'all leave, ladies, I gotta invite y'all back next week for the Boss Bay episode of We Be Talking, where we're gonna be highlighting female entrepreneurship, discussing the tenets of what it means to be a boss. Can a woman be a loser? Like a man.
I want to talk about that. I definitely want to talk about that.
You know, that's going to be a great one. I want everybody that tuned in tonight to tune in to that episode. Let me thank everybody in the YouTube forum and the Facebook forum for watching. And before we get out of here, y'all let the people know where they can follow y'all and how they can support y'all. Starting with the most vocal out of all the lady participants tonight, Heather J.
I tried to let Tanya and Lisa talk. They said to let me talk.
They said, get him, Doug. and then you had that shit all by yourself.
Yeah, I'm on East Coast time, so it's super late here. My house is so quiet. I'm just keeping everybody up. My name is Heather J. Like Ron said in the beginning, I do have a new podcast I'm doing for single people, where we're addressing what you're doing wrong. It's not a blame. It's not, you can't say what guys are doing or what girls are doing or whatever. You have to say what I'm doing wrong individually. And it's called You Gonna Die Alone, because until you can figure out what you're doing wrong, you're gonna die alone, flat out. So that was my epiphany during quarantine. And so anybody that if anybody on the panel,
wait a second.
Hold on, no. Don't poke no hole in it yet. She just said there's a house full of folk over there, but she alone.
Niggas like me shooting Heather all day. How she gonna be saying she gonna die alone?
Okay, that's neither here nor there. That's neither. And you know what? Because I gotta ask myself.
Shooting at Heather. I got carpal tunnel in my elbow.
They're lying anyway. Y'all are lying.
I shot at Heather in Detroit and in LA.
Just saying, hey, big booty. That's not shooting your shot. Okay? Ron, okay. You know what? Since you brought it up, I'm gonna say this. We was at Adults Only in Hollywood after Chocolate Sundays one night. We kicking it, all laughing, talking, having a good time. Ryan, you know how we just be all.
Did I get a standing O? Did I not get a standing O that
You
night?
always get a standing O that night. So we all laughing, talking. Ron, like, I'm flying out tomorrow. I'm like, it was good hanging out with you, brother. I'll see you next time. All right, now bye. Ron leans in, kisses me full in the mouth, and I was like, okay, this is what we doing.
That's not shooting.
Me too. I was just saying goodbye, have a good flight, but okay.
In my defense, she didn't pull away.
I mean, it all happened so fast. I wasn't mad, but I was like, wow. But okay, so anyway, y'all don't know how to shoot a shot. Is my point.
She act like my mouth was crusty or my breath stank.
Y'all don't know how to shoot a shot. That's all I'm saying. Y'all teetering. Y'all teeter between too subtle and sexual assault. Okay, but I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Anyway, you ain't gonna say bye on that note. You would not close out. You would not allude to the fact that I'm a possible sexual.
The way Ryan doing it is too hard. The way Ryan doing it.
My point is, if anybody on this panel is single and wants to join me, because I do like one at a time. I love talking to engaging people, ladies, gentlemen, whoever. Like I said, it's not a blame game. It's just conversation. Single people having conversations and getting to the root of their own issues in a humorous way. The most recent episode is on my Facebook page and my YouTube. I did it with Teron from the Laugh Factory. Great episode, very, very funny, which is what I wanted to be above all. We got to be laughing at ourselves a little bit while we, getting drunk in quarantine, sitting in these houses by ourselves. So please join me if you want to, or you can find me. I'm Heather J. I'm the Black Heather in comedy. He the Malcolm X comedy. I'm the Black Heather. A comedy. So you literally can Google Black Girl Heather comedy. I'm coming up. And
Brian, Sarah Bartman's oldest grandbaby.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ryan, I miss y'all. Like, I miss you and Ron. I don't see y'all no more. Like, I miss y'all. And it was good seeing you.
I've been on the East Coast the whole time too. I'm in North Carolina.
Yeah, I miss our
Heather, you know I love you for real, girl.
Oh no, we good. I love you to death. I wouldn't be here at 1:00 in the morning if I didn't love you to some
You
extent.
in Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll make a trip.
All right, we here.
I will stumble. Right. Fuck a trip. I will stumble.
I knew Ron was gonna say something. That's why
I hate you, Ryan. I hate you from the bottom of my toenail bed. Anyway,
it was nice meeting everybody. You guys are awesome.
Love you, Heather.
Nice meeting you as well.
All right, bye guys.
Lisa, El Dura, tell them how they can follow Comics Uncensored and how they can follow you.
Well, first of all, thank y'all for having me. Thank you, Black Ron, man. Heather held it down. We didn't get shit. Me and Tanya didn't say shit, but it's all good. We're going to come back next week and talk some shit with y'all. Ryan, I don't know if you remember me, but I met you a couple years ago. Had short hair. Y'all remember me, do you?
What city?
Nigga is fucking. It was right here in LA on the radio station.
First off, that don't mean I be fucking. That mean I be traveling. But anyway,
Now during that travel, if some fuckery happens to go on. Actually, Ryan, I'm gonna make you remember her even better. Remember the last time I was in LA, did the barbecue, beans with macaroni and cheese?
Of course.
That's okay. And we were playing spades, and we were standing by the spades table and everything.
You lying.
That was her.
Nigga, that was not me playing no spades.
No, standing by the spades table. You came over my man Leonard Oo's house last time I was in LA back in August and the barbecue. Ryan was there. He lives in the same building.
Oh, that's what's up. Well, anyway, look, y'all, I just started Comics Uncensored, having a little bit of fun, like after work, just to kind of bring comedians together. We talk shit. We don't get as deep as y'all get right here. We just talk shit, real life stuff. So follow Comics Uncensored. Watch us on YouTube every single Tuesday. That's it, Ron. I'm gonna come back and chop it up with you. Enjoy.
I'll see you next week, boss babe.
All y'all smart motherfuckers on here. Goddamn.
Tanya.
What's up, everybody? La Tanya. Hey, Ron, thank you so much for having me back. And for me, I like to, if I don't know something on the subject, I'm not going to jump in and interrupt. I like to learn. So it's been very nice to watch and listen to stuff because honestly, I'm spoiled. I'm from the West Coast. I don't know anything about Detroit. I've been to Texas once, twice, because I had a ticket to go back to, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm mostly from the West Coast. So thank you so much for everybody for educating me on all the issues. For me personally, I just put up a video on my Instagram. Please, everybody follow me on Instagram at Tanya Estrada 334. That's TANIA Estrada 334. My podcast is about to come back up. It's the Talking Crap podcast. So also you can check out old episodes, but my stance on politics, I know we didn't really get to talk much, but I actually do have a stance on politics, and it's very simple. For me, yeah, and you know, because I just let everyone talk and go back and forth between the issues. But for me, it's very simple. I like to live a very peaceful life. In order for me to create and do comedy and leave a legacy behind where people can find something that I made that will make them laugh forever and ever and ever, is more important for me to really stop and understand what issues are going on that may or may not affect me in the long run. Instead, if you guys haven't seen, the way that this country is currently divided is a polarity that has never happened before in our lifetime. And if you look and see why it is, depending on the region where you're from, depending what nationality you are, depending on your environment, depending on the way you were brought up, depending on so many factors, is the reason why you're all so divided on so many issues. And not only that, but everybody is fighting each other on the things that they say on social media. And the sad part about it is, if you look at it, never in your lifetime have you ever seen so many friendships and so many relationships go to the garbage because you all did not agree on the same issue. But if you see, it's social media that's actually driving you to be so divided, because social media and the internet gets off on getting you emotionally so engaged that you sit there and they start feeding you things that come up on ads, because the job of the internet right now is to make money off of you. And if they can grab you emotionally where you're sitting there going comment after comment, talking bullshit and this and that, and engaging on stuff where you're fighting over nothing and ruining your relationships, they've just made a penny or three off of that moment of 3 or 4 hours that you've wasted of your life. So for me, I would rather just not participate in the issues. I did cast my vote depending on what affected the people around me and what affected me most and what I thought for me is most important. I will not talk about who I voted for because I do have Republican sponsors, but I also have Democrat friends and families that I care for so much and that I grew up with. So whatever decision I decided to make is my own, very own. But what I will say is this: please watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix. And I just don't understand why we don't have a king or a queen. You know what I mean? It worked for like when we were in high school and we had prom. We just pick a fucking king and a queen. We'd go on about, because I don't understand why it is that we stress so much on picking one world leader when there is like 100 and who knows 200 or 300 people that really decide what's going on. And we don't have fucking control over that. Think about it this way, people. Gauge your happiness on what's within your control area, not what's outside your control area. And you will live a much more peaceful life. And that's it. At Tanya Estrada 334. That's
Tanya,
it.
Black Tanya, kudos, because that's all we was trying to say. We know all that other shit, but we're like, nigga, don't nobody else have control of this shit.
Thank you.
The reason why we don't have kings over here is because kings get killed. Even Martin Luther's. But
and princesses like Diana.
Yeah, yeah, you feel me? Royalty tends to get overthrown, and the beauty of the concept of democracy is it gives everybody a turn. But quite frankly, America stopped being a democracy a long time ago. It's an oligarchy, and just like Tanya said, an oligarchy,
a republic,
is a republic that is owned by or governed by a group of elite, and they decide the fates of everybody else. In America, it's called the Electoral College and the Senate and the Supreme Court. And
100 and
underneath
something,
that, you got the Bilderberg, the Rothschild, the DuPont, Rockefeller, all that. So
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of complicated stuff.
Just like Tanya said, the best thing that you can do is to exercise your voice on a local, regional, and state level. Alcoholics and people that go to Narcotics Anonymous are taught the serenity prayer, which goes, God, grant me the serenity or the peace or the tranquility to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in this country that we simply cannot change because we don't have the power individually to change them. And then there are things that we do have the power to change that we don't have the courage to change. There are things that you can do on your block, on your street, in your household, within your family, that you have the power to change, but you lack courage. All of you progressive white people, all of my white fans and colleagues, associates, and those white people that dare call themselves my friends, you have the power to change the way the thinking goes for your offspring, your progeny, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, and maybe your brothers and sisters that are your age. You can't change the thinking of your parents, your aunties, your uncles, your grandparents and stuff, but you have the power to change the future. Same thing for you black folks. We got coon ass parents and coon ass grandparents. And they gonna keep shuffling along and taking whatever the white man get him and thanking Jesus all along the way, because that's what they gonna do. And you don't have the power to change their mind. And you're gonna waste too much time spinning your wheels trying to convert them, when you can use that power to change the future, change the way your kids think, the way your nieces and nephews operate, the way your cousins and brothers and sisters that are your age think and operate. We have the power to change that. We might not have the power to change what happens when the police kill one of us with impunity, but we do have the power to change how we care about one another within this community, so that when you see a brother getting stopped, instead of driving by saying, better him than me, you pull over and you stay on the scene to make sure that that man is being taken care of. And when you see that he's not being taken care of, you do something about it. And that don't mean doing this. Radio G, how can they follow you?
I was about to cry. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to excuse me.
Let's just pause for a minute.
I was about to cry. No, so shit. First of all, I want to apologize because I ain't got no extravagant background like y'all. You know what I mean? But you called me like 5 minutes before the podcast started, so it's cool.
Hey man, that navy blue velvet couch is quite splendiferous.
Big pimp right there.
It's lovely. So yeah, man, you know, I appreciate y'all. And for the people who know the lyrics to How Did You Get Here by Deborah Cox, you can follow me on Black Planet. My username is Why Girls Cheat. But for the people who know swag surfing and Lil Uzi Vert and shit, you can probably follow me on Instagram at Radio G, RAYDIOG. Also on Facebook, Radio G. And yeah, that's it. I appreciate y'all.
With the lovely blood orange juice in the glass behind him.
Nigga. The fact that you knew that was a blood orange mimosa kind of bothers me.
Well, first of all, I keep telling you niggas, I was a real chef for 5 years prior to doing comedy. I went to culinary school, and I'm a real foodie, and I love the show Dexter. I fucks with blood oranges.
You used to be fat. I forgot you used to be fat.
And I was just about to say, before you said mimosa, I was just about to say, Tanya, Lisa, have y'all ever tasted blood orange before?
Yeah, blood orange.
It's like a Valencia orange, which is the short, fat, sweet one, and
So
ruby
good.
red grapefruit. Had a baby.
My friend used to have a tree, and he had to move and leave that blood orange tree.
Yeah.
Man, so good.
Yeah, I had that today. That's why I said I be taking pictures of my food.
Man, fuck you. All right, Ryan. We sitting over here talking about some rich shit. I happened to do some rich nigga shit this morning. It's funny, y'all. Y'all talk so reminiscently about some shit I did today.
I can't help my life, bro. I'm just living it, bro. I can't help the details.
like I told my partner, hey, you're not gonna get me to be ashamed of my blessings. All right.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. Regardless
If
of how you
look-
feel about it, you're never gonna get, man, you be always doing shows. It's like that, like your partner that never wins with ladies. Yeah, you always winning hoes. Hey, brother, you're not gonna get me to feel bad. All right? I'm blessed, and you not. All right. You need to take that over God.
Right. That thing got nothing. It's above me now.
And behind me. It's in my rear view.
It's in my review. Nigga.
No, you can't even say it like you know how to pronounce words. You can't say rear view. It's in my rear view.
Man, I appreciate you having me. I appreciate seeing both you ladies again. Hopefully, next time I'm in LA, I can run into you guys again. It was great. And you know what? I don't feel like you ladies were left out of the conversation. I feel like sometimes the room has to die a little bit in order for Tanya to say what she said. You know what I mean? Everything is about timing. You know what I mean?
I've done timing, I've done radio, and I know when it's just to like, me and Lisa, we just like chill and watch.
It was a lot of stuff that was said that I ain't necessarily care to hear. But you, in a time of quiet when it was your time, said a lot. Said a lot that needed to be heard. So now I always have an appreciation. As a comedian, I just have an appreciation for timing.
The strongest haymaker is not the one that wins the fight. It's that little jab when a nigga thought he dropped his glove. Oop, caught you one time. Goddamn, pick your spots. Hey, I understand if y'all got a dip, so you're free to walk out if ever you need to. But before I close this out, let me thank a couple of key people.
I was wanting to tell them where they can find me though, Ron, if that was
Did I forget that part?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the.
This nigga just assumed everybody knew where to find me.
They do, nigga.
It's the cum shot right here.
Just in case you don't, my nigga.
Hey, nothing will piss you off like a chick that has given you her body, texting you and saying, "You know Ryan Davis for real, like in real life." That's dope. What's he like? He like this dick that was in your body.
Yo,
pause.
Hey, the allure of me is a lot better than the realization of me. I'm gonna just say that. So
I be feeling like Robin, my nigga. Like imagine Robin showing up to save a bitch by himself.
It was like, Robin,
and the whole time she'd be like, "Thank you, Robin. Where Batman?"
No, she don't even say where Batman at first. She's like, "Oh my God, Robin, thank God y'all are here to save me." He's like, "No."
Y'all got here just in the nick of time.
Oh my gosh. And after you get me, we can get in the Batmobile and drive away. Nah, it ain't no Batmobile. It's just me.
Scooty bike. Bruce, he fuck around and give up that. Fuck Bruce. He drunk in the goddamn cave. This was all me. All Robin.
But y'all can find me, Ryan Davis Comedy, on Instagram. If you can't spell Ryan Davis Comedy, you probably won't get the jokes. I'm not spelling it. I'm sorry.
He got a following big enough to say that. I owe everything. BLAQ.
Right, I know.
Hey, Ryan Davis Comedy. If you can't spell it, you probably won't get the joke.
That nigga said, if you don't find me, fuck it.
You can go on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you can find me at, just type in Ryan Davis videos. I'll pop up. On YouTube, With All Due Offense.
Yes.
That's how you find me on YouTube. And my With All Due Offense platform, actually, it's about to go to a bigger platform. So hopefully you guys just send positive vibes my way to make that happen. I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, y'all go support with all due offense, man. If you want to hear straight talk, straight up with all the political correctness and filters removed.
Yeah.
You want to hear a conversation like your
we
uncles
plan
used
to
to
have
have?
you. We know we plan to have you come through a couple times. You know what I mean? We got to do the whole. We got to do the whole big celebrity thing for the sake of to make the budget make sense. But we gonna sneak you in there a whole bunch of times.
You already know. I'm gonna be in that motherfucker like, well, that nigga Black Ron must be important because he was right after the Chris Rock episode.
Right. That's what that's how we gonna do it.
Let me shoot some love to Truthophobia, who's been holding it down in the chat all night. CT Rude Boy, I appreciate you holding it down. Jose Martinez for coming through. Amazing creation. Brilliantly blessed. Marcus Fields. Zarak Judah, thank you for coming back. Man, the list goes on and on, but those people are continuously coming back every episode, man. So I appreciate y'all and thank y'all for sharing and liking the episode. Be sure you continue to do that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And other than that, let the wind be your guide and the weed be your motivation. We appreciate y'all for listening to our conversation. And we're going to end it for now, but we definitely will be talking again. Good night, y'all.